All right. Hey, everybody. It's Christine Morel with Starving Musician's Guide. Today, we're going to be talking about how to get paid to perform music without being famous on social media, without a manager, and without a record label. This means that any normal person that has a little bit of talent can create a career doing music. So I know a lot of people here that you have to know somebody, that you have to get discovered, that you have to do all these free shows and open mics and all these things, or you have to know someone that's in the industry. And it's actually all quite false. Now, we have about 2 minutes, so I'm not going to get started yet, but I'm going to let you guys log on. We have a few people log on. We actually have more than 100 people joining us today. So if you notice, we have a chat box there on the right. So if you have questions or you have comments or you want to share anything, I'm going to be asking you guys different questions throughout this whole thing, getting some feedback. And if you guys, if anything's unclear, I want you guys to just send me a question right there at the end. And don't worry if I'm not able to answer it right in the middle of it. I'm going to be staying afterwards. I usually stay, even if it takes another hour, I'll stay and answer any questions that you guys have because I want to make sure that you get exactly what you signed up for. I'm going to be showing you guys how to find venues that are willing to pay you. And this is kind of going against a lot of what people believe. And people have always believed that you had to, put in your time and doing all these free shows. And again, doing all these open mics or going to karaoke and doing all this stuff. Hey, Raina, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining me. Where are you from? I'm coming to you guys from Vegas today. So I know that we have people from all over the world, actually. I'm getting so many international people joining us, trying to figure out how to turn music into a career. And again, I'm telling you guys, it's possible. You can do it without social media, without a manager, without a record label. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did it. I now do anywhere from 200, 300, I've even done 400 shows before, and in a year, paid shows. Hey, Catherine. Yay. Okay. I'm getting a lady from Vegas Piano Ladies Retreat. You're in Denver. Awesome. Glad to see you on here. I'm excited. Okay. Raina. All right. From Brooklyn. Okay. All right. From Madison, from Colorado. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining me today. I'm going to show you guys one way today how to get paid to perform music. Again, I'm going to show you guys one way to find venues. And one way that I've used this method, it's so simple, it's free. And this is one way that I've booked, I went on an entire 25 city tour across the country using this method. And I know once you guys see this, you're going to go, oh my God, why didn't I think about this? This is so simple. I'm going to show you guys how I did it and, show you how you can do it too. So again, if you have any questions, I'm here to answer it. Just put it in that chat box right there. Let me know what you would like to know. I'm also going to be staying afterwards and answering any questions that you guys have. And I'm going to be giving you guys an offer to work directly with me. I've worked with so many amazing musicians and singers and bands and gotten them started creating a music career. Just again, without social media, without, people think that they have to post a zillion videos online or they have to have a manager, they have to have a record label, they have to have money, all of this stuff. And I'm here to tell you guys, I did it without any of these things. And it was definitely a journey, but I made it happen. All right, guys, it's 2:00, 2:01. We're going to get started right now. So this is what we're going over one more time, how to get paid to perform music without being famous on social media, without a manager, without a record label. So first, I want to share with you guys a little bit about myself. So this is me. My name is Christine Morel. I'm a pianist and a singer. I went from being a homeless, starving musician of many years, I'm talking 8 years, to performing 200 plus paid shows around the world each year. And I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can get on path to doing what you love for a living too. So this is what I want to know. I want to know how many of you have dreamed about performing on stage, traveling the world, or performing locally and getting paid while doing it. Now, how many of you were told you had to have a bajillion followers on Instagram? I know we all have been told this. Slave over making cover song videos for YouTube, accumulate millions of video views, perform at open mics and do free shows. And then maybe after all this, we'll get discovered and be able to turn what you love into a living. Wouldn't that be awesome? Now, I'm here to talk to you about how you can create a successful music career without social media following, without a manager, without a record label. Now, here's the class instructions, guys. No multitasking, okay? I'm about to give you guys some really great information that you can leave today and you can start booking shows right away. I've had people email me that they've booked shows just from staying with me at this webinar. And so I want you to silence your phones, close your door, close your other tabs. I know if you're anything like me, I'm usually doing a bajillion things at the same time. I'm on my gram, I'm on Facebook, I'm, texting people. but I want you to take notes and I want you to get your questions ready because I'm here. I don't do this very often. I do this maybe once or twice a month. So I'm here to answer questions to help you guys. So I want you guys to take advantage of that. Now, I figured out a foolproof method to booking paid shows and have been performing and making even more money ever since. More importantly, I'm loving every minute of it. So I now teach those methods that made me successful. And I'm going to be teaching you guys one of them today. So I want you to imagine if you performed whenever you wanted and people paid you to do it. Imagine if you could wake up to new cities and adventures around the world while making money doing what you love. Imagine if you could completely support yourself or your family off of performing. And if you could meet new people, get awesome perks like free food, free drinks, and experience new things, all because of your performances. Now, this is all possible, guys. Now, my promise to you is by the end of this seminar, you're going to see exactly how I went from a starving musician to having complete financial freedom through performing music, specifically performing. This is the fun part. This is when you're on stage, it's when you're traveling. And I'm going to show you how to use this free tool to learn how to find venues anywhere in the world that you want to perform that are willing to pay you to do it. So this is going to take the guessing game out of trying to find venues. I'm going to show you how to contact these venues and get them interested in booking you. Now, if you stay till the end, I'm going to give you an email template for you to send to these venues to get you paid and performing. Okay, so you're going to be able to just copy and paste this email template and send it to the venue. So I'm going to show you how to find the venues. And then I'm going to give you an email template. So you're going to be able to send it to these venues to get them interested in booking you. It's going to basically break down the 3 main things that you need to send to these venues. And I'm going to tell you that most people that contact venues and are trying to get paid to perform are sending way too much stuff. They're just sending like huge biographies and all these links and all this stuff. And I'm going to show you guys there's 3 main things that you need to include, and that's it. And if you include anything more than that, you might just confuse everybody. So I'm going to show you exactly how I've, managed to create my career. And I'm going to be able to give you guys this free email template. So I'm going to teach you the fastest way to getting a paid show. That's another thing that I'm going to be showing you guys. So I'm giving you all kinds of cool stuff here. And even if nobody has ever heard of you. So how do you create an amazing show if you have nobody in the room that knows you, has ever heard of you? You want to get people dancing, singing, enjoying themselves. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It's a $4.97 value, free. I teach these things on cruise ships. I teach these things in big seminars and webinars, guys. And this today is free for you guys. I'm also going to give you an email template for you guys, again, for you to just copy and paste and send to these venues. So these things are absolutely free, no obligation. You don't have to buy nothing. This is for you guys. I love to see everybody win and succeed. So, and at the end of this webinar, I will be giving you an offer to work with me to help you get on track to performing and getting paid today. So I am going to offer that for you guys. So I'm giving you lots of free stuff here, lots of free training, getting you guys started. If you apply what I'm going to be teaching you guys, you could literally book a show by next week, depending on how much you've practiced, depending on your level of talent. If you just are able to sing just a little bit, you're able to hold a note, you're able to play that instrument just well enough. You don't have to be the best singer. You don't have to be the best musician. I'm going to give you some key things that can really get you ahead of the game. So how does that sound, guys? Is it okay if I get started? I want you to, in that chat box, like I said, we have that chat on the right. You can ask me questions. I'm going to be asking you guys questions. You can give me feedback. I'm going to be reading this. This is live, guys. This is not a recording. So I am here. I'm going to be talking to you guys. Most people that get on these webinars are recording. So I'm excited because I like to actually talk with you. All right, Madison, you said I'm in. Lee, you said yes. Raina, all right, girl. We are going to get started. All right, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about where I started and how I went on to create a career performing music. So I started in a small town of Lovington, New Mexico. If you've ever heard of it, there's about 8,000 people there. I have no music degree. I have no higher education degree in anything, actually. We were very poor. We lived in government housing. My mom is an immigrant from Mexico. So I knew I wanted to perform and I just had no idea how to do it. So I know that there's a lot of you out there that are feeling the same way. So you can be like, that's me. You can post that in the chat. Post that's me if that's you. You're like, I know that I want to do this. I just have no clue where to perform. You know, I've been told that I have to have social media and manager, record label and all this stuff. And I'm here to tell you guys, you don't have to. You know that you want to perform for a living, but I know that a lot of you guys are going, how do I do it? Raina, you're hilarious. Me. All right. So I know that it's frustrating. That's how I was. I told you guys I spent 8 years trying to figure it out. Now I made a decision that I was going to make it happen no matter what. I did not have a plan B. Do I have people here right now who feel the same way? You're like, I am going to just try until the day I die, because I know that music is my passion. And I know if you have a musical gift, then it's something that you want to share with the world. It's something that you don't want to keep hidden. And if you're having to work a day job or having to work something else that you're not enjoying, or maybe you already gig and you're joining me today, but you don't do enough shows for you to financially be comfortable. I know that you're trying to figure it out, and we're here going, you're pulling your hair out going, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to make it happen. I'm not going to have a plan B. Madison, you say, I feel this to my core. Awesome. So I didn't know a single person in the music industry. I lived in the middle of the country, far from any type of music or entertainment. I raised a pig out in the middle of nowhere where we live. So that's what I did. I fed him tortillas. We're a Mexican family. So I fed him tortillas and milk every day. That pig got, I don't know how big, probably 150, 200 pounds. I pulled weeds on farms for about $20 a day. I was surrounded by cornfields. I was surrounded by chili. There was like butchers and dairy farms all around me. So I share all of this with you guys because I want you to get a picture in your mind of how far I was from my dreams when I started out. So that means I'm sharing this because no matter where you are, I mean, you could be in the middle of Canada, you could be on a glacier in Alaska. You can still create a career out of music. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about it. I spent 8 years of my adult life struggling to make enough money to eat. I didn't have an apartment or a place to live, and everything that I owned fit in one suitcase. If you have ever been to Del Taco, then you know that tacos are 2 for 98 cents. I just shared this with you because I think this is hilarious. I ate at Del Taco every single day. They knew me by name. I spent $1 and ate those 2 tacos. If you have been at Del Taco, you can just put me in that chat box. If you have lived that $1 menu life, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I have done this at McDonald's, Burger King, Del Taco, any place that has a dollar menu. That was me every day. I was coming through with my little clunker car. So if you can see this right here, I had a car that had no air conditioning. Windows didn't roll down and the driver's side door didn't work. The car would turn off at every stoplight and I'd have to open the hood and reattach the battery. It was great, guys. It was better than great. So I sold my music door to door on the streets to make money while I pursued my music career. So I didn't just busk. There's a lot of people that perform on the streets. I actually knocked on people's doors and sold my music. So this is how I survived. I would knock on people's doors and sell them a burned copy of my CD. That's whenever we all had CDs, okay? So I burned those CDs that I recorded in my friend's closet. All right, Lee, I see you. College debt will do that to you. Absolutely. Then you know the ramen noodles life. If you know the ramen noodles life, you can just be like, that is me. Paul, you said I love Del Taco. I like Del Taco too, but just not when I'm eating it every single day. So most people would slam doors in my face. They'd yell at me for interrupting their dinner. And on top of people being really mean to me, I would be outside in the blistering cold. My whole body would go numb. I could not afford proper clothing to keep me warm. Guys, I wanted to do music so bad. I dealt with a lot. Now, in the summer, it would literally be 115 degrees outside. I even got chased by neighborhood dogs, but I wasn't willing to get a regular job. I knew that I would do anything to make my dream come true. I just knew that there had to be a better life out there, guys. So I kept going. Now, years and years went by until I finally had a breakthrough. So present day, I live in Las Vegas where I built my first home from the ground up. I performed more than 1,000 shows in the last 3 years on 6 different continents. I perform and travel full time and I do what I love. I get to pick my schedule, guys. I pick where I want to go. If I want to travel to a new place, I can. Like I mentioned before, I did a 25 city tour 2 years ago where I picked every city that I wanted to go to. It was magical. I got to see so much of the country. I wanted to do a road trip, but I didn't want to spend money. So you know what I did? I made money while I was performing and I got to sing to more than 10,000 people around the country. And that's, again, without a record label, without a manager. I did this all on my own. And I'm going to show you guys here in just a little bit the one tool that I used to actually book this. It's going to blow your mind because it's so simple. Now, I perform on a lot of different things. I've done everything from cruise ships, hotel and resort contracts. I do major venues in Vegas, Hollywood, New York, internationally. I do restaurants and lounges. I work with multiple agents. I've done so much. So I want you to ask yourself, where are some of the places that you've dreamed of performing? and you can share it in the chat box right here. If you've ever dreamed of going to Hawaii or Alaska or Europe or Australia or Asia, let me know where you've been wanting to go. Cause I know some of the biggest places that I wanted to visit. I wanted to go to Tahiti. I had always had these dreams of going to Bora Bora. Madison, all right, I see you. Paris. Paris is absolutely beautiful. I went there for my birthday. China, all right, Joseph, I see you. Caribbean and Singapore, that is awesome. I have never been to Singapore. I've always wanted to go. I did get to go to Tahiti and Bora Bora. I went shark diving. It was amazing. I've gotten to see some really incredible things because of music. And while other people were paying to be on these cruises, I was getting paid. So it's pretty awesome. So I've done a lot of other stuff. I also do a lot of charity work. Because of the money I've made from music, I've also paid for my own way to work with kids in Africa, India, Thailand, Peru, all over the United States. I work with Boys and Girls Clubs, YMCAs. I've done a lot of different things, especially in the world working with children. And I'm able to do these things that are dear to me and help people around me because of the life I've created for myself with music. So I just want you to ask yourself, what are some of your goals out there? Have any of you dreamed of helping out your community or people in need using your musical gifts? Now, I know that you guys have, because as musicians, we're kind of a bunch of like love hippies, I feel like, in it, but modern day hippies, where it's like we love to share love through our music. And not only that, we like to see the effects that we have on like children and people. I know if I'm on stage singing and I see like a couple dancing and just loving it, I feel great. So I know that most of us are like that as well. So I want you to think, does any of this apply to you? You've always wanted to pursue a career performing music, but you don't know where to begin. You know you're supposed to have a plan, but you've just been winging it, and it's okay. I did the same thing. I winged it for 8 years. You've always wanted to travel the world and get paid, but you have no idea how. You find that the idea of figuring out how to book gigs and learn the things necessary to become a professional performer just seems overwhelming. Or you're a singer-songwriter band who writes your own music, but you need to make money in the meantime and would rather do it performing instead of waiting tables. This is a big one because I know that there's a lot of people out there that write and create your own music. You have your own albums coming out and you thought, I don't want to be working at Starbucks anymore. I don't want to be working at, the shoe store or what a department store. You want to be making money doing something in a field that is related to music, and you're going to be making more money that way anyways. So, and you want to quit your boring day job. And I want to also let you guys know who this is not for. This is not for lazy people. This is not for people who are not ambitious or motivated. This is not for people who aren't driven to take their lives into their own hands. It's not for people who cannot hold a tune. So I'm sorry, guys. You have to at least be able to hold a tune, or you have to at least be able to play your instrument a little bit. Again, you don't have to be the best at any of this stuff, but you can't be totally tone deaf and want to start a career in singing. You have to at least have some amount of talent for this to work for you guys. So, and this is also not for people who want someone else to do all the work for them. What I show people how to do is I show people how to take control of your career. So you don't have to answer to anybody. You don't have to deal with anyone's, stuff. I think that's one of the best things is I hated, the idea of having to put up with somebody. If somebody mistreats you like a boss or a coworker and having to suck it up because that's where you get your paycheck. I love the fact that I can choose to do whatever I want, whenever I want. I can travel wherever I would like to go, and I can do it all based on what I want to do, not because I need to satisfy or make someone else happy. I need to make sure that my, boss has given me permission to take a week off. I think the best part of this is that you have freedom. That to me is the most valuable thing, is freedom. So imagine what it'll be like if you love your job, if you say that your office is a music venue, or imagine if you saw money in your bank account, you knew that it came from your talent. Or imagine if you were lounging on different islands or countries around the world while getting paid. Imagine if you get the thrill of being on stage performing for awesome people who love hearing you. I think that is just incredible. Being on stage, getting that rush of being there. Now, I want you to take notes. I'm about to give you guys lots of great information and advice to come here in just a little while. I want you to apply these pointers. You will get gigs. Dedicated people, take notes. I know you're dedicated because you're here now, guys. The thing is, a lot of people always say what they want to do and they don't actually make any attempt to make it happen. How many of you have friends that are just like, hey, I've always wanted to be a singer. It's in my heart. But you know that they've never actually taken a step towards doing it? Well, that's what's going to separate the people that are successful from those who are not successful, is that you're actually taking a step forward. So thank you guys for joining me today. That's exactly what you're doing. Now, here's a disclaimer. After watching this, you're not going to be able to quit your job tomorrow. It does take time and dedication, but it's easier than you think. As long as you know the right steps, you can just follow the right steps. It's just like any formula, guys. It's not this big imaginary world that only happens to lucky people. This happens to people that are able to execute a plan. Now, making money and traveling is not hard. It does take work, but life is full of endless possibilities, but you have to take action to make anything happen. Paul, you asked, can I use this content in a manager situation? Absolutely. So actually everything that I'm going to show you right now, if you're a manager or an agent and you're wanting to book other artists, you can absolutely use this. Right now I'm directing it towards artists and musicians, but as a manager, you can do the exact same thing for any artist or musician that you're working with or any band as well. So, and I actually cover, later I'm going to be talking to you guys about how you can work with me, but I do show other people how to become an agent, how to make endless amounts of money. I mean, the possibilities are really limitless when you're booking other artists as well. So I'll get more into that in a little later. So there are two types of people, guys. There's 99% of people who will think that this is great information, and then you're going to do nothing with it. This type of person doesn't want to put the work in and would rather just make excuses than take action. Now, 1% of people are go-getters. I actually think it's less than 1%. I'd say like 0.1% of people are really go-getters and do this. People who aren't afraid to take action to better their life. But that's you guys. So that is you because you're here. You're putting the time in. You're here to learn something. And like I said, I'm going to give you something that you're going to be able to apply as soon as we get off here. As soon as we get off this webinar today, you can start working towards creating your career. So I'm going to start covering a few things. Okay. I'm going to call these false beliefs. Now, these are things that keep us from pursuing our goals as a musician because we've been told all these things that are not true. So this one's a big one. A lot of people think that you can't be a beginner. Now, truth is, most of the people I work with have never done a show in their life. But if you're a beginner, that means you haven't picked up any bad habits. So it's very easy to work with you. Now, I work with you from the very first step and what it takes to build a career in the music industry to the very last step. Guys, there's nothing wrong with being a beginner. I was a beginner. Everybody starts out as a beginner. And you know what? Whenever you have proper guidance and everything, it's actually even better because you haven't picked up any bad habits again. And you haven't created any bad thoughts. You're just fresh. You know, when you just start something, you're like all excited about it. Right now, some of you are beginners and you're excited about this. And it's a great energy to have going into anything. Now, another one. I bet you think you have to do free shows and open mics and get discovered. This is a hugely popular one. You know, I lived in LA for 8 years and I saw so many people struggling, sleeping on their friends' couches and doing open mics, thinking that they had to do this and that this was just part of the game. Now, you don't need anyone else to believe in you or discover you. No one can make you successful anyway if you don't have the key things that I'm going to teach you later in this webinar. So if you follow all my steps, you can completely avoid having to do free shows at all. All right, Paul, you said you have a bad connection. You can actually log out and log right back in if you're having any problems. And by the way, guys, I have a lot of people logged on today. So if for any reason something freezes, I would need to do the same thing. So if for some reason you're not able to see the slides or anything like that, I can just restart it. So just let me know if there's anything wrong. Lee, I see that you say you're classically trained, but you're a barista. That's okay. It's wonderful that you know how to play. I'm assuming piano when you're saying classically trained, and you're a barista. So it just depends on what your goals are. If you want to be a barista, great. But if you want to do music for a career, that is awesome too. And you can absolutely be performing for a living and also pursuing any other goals that you have of creating an album, releasing your music or anything else that you would like to do. So I bet you think that you have to have a lot of money to invest. Now, when I started, guys, I had no job. I had no savings, no gigs. I was in $20,000 worth of credit card debt. I didn't know any musicians. I had no money to put together a band. Guys, I was living off of couchsurfing.com. So if you've ever seen that, I was sleeping on random people's couches that I met online. So if you've ever done couchsurfing.com, then you know what I'm talking about. I had absolutely nothing and was in crazy debt. So if I can do this, that's why I'm so passionate about this, that anybody else that has a little bit of talent but a big spirit can absolutely do this. Now, I bet you think that you have to be young. Now, this is a popular belief because to get famous, it's usually easier for young people, but I'm not teaching you guys how to get famous. I'm teaching you how to book paid shows based on your talent, not your fame, not your social media, not how many followers you have, not how many YouTube subscribers you have. Now, as long as you can physically get on stage and perform and do it well, you can have a music career performing. Now, I want you to meet my friend Mark. Mark does more than 400 shows a year. This guy is insane. Excuse me. He makes six figures. He's always positive. His energy is insane. I've never heard him make excuses or say that it's hard because of his age. Now, when he first started, his first year, he made $35,000, and now he makes over six figures. This guy will do 2 shows, 3 shows in a day. So he's performing all over the place, retirement homes, restaurants, bars, all kinds of places. So I bet you think you also have to be super duper talented. And again, guys, I told you do have to have talent, but you don't have to be the best musician or singer. In fact, most musicians I know who are successfully making a living are not the most talented people I know. You'll be very surprised. I know some extremely talented people that can barely pay their rent. And I know some people that can barely hold a tune, can barely play the piano, and are making 6 figures. They're not famous guys. They're not like touring the world because they have, big single out. They just know the steps to take. Now, they were focused, motivated, and treated their music career like a business. All right, Lee, you said, I thought 35 was old. Mark is a G, right? Now, that's the thing, guys. That's what's so amazing. It doesn't matter your age. As long as you can physically get on stage, you can do this. And people don't know that because they're just used to saying kind of how Hollywood has created a picture of what it has to be like. Now, I bet you think you also have to know someone in the industry. Now, I did too. Because of this, I felt pretty hopeless. I still kept pursuing it though, guys. Like I said, I started out in New Mexico. I just decided that I was going to make this happen, and I went out and I figured it out. But I really thought that I had to know someone. I really thought that I had to, again, be connected. I felt like I had to network all the time, but this belief is false. Now, the next slide I'm going to show you guys is really personal to me because this was a huge one. I had always heard that as a woman, so I got my ladies in the chat room right now, that you couldn't make a living if you got pregnant or if you had babies. It was like you had to choose one or the other. You either have a family life or you have a career, and you can't do both. And they always said, you're not going to be able to perform. People aren't going to want to see you. Venues aren't going to be able to want to hire you. They're not going to be interested. Now I'm going to show you guys. I was performing up until I was 9 months pregnant. So up until I was 9 months, probably 2 weeks before I gave birth, 2 or 3 weeks before I gave birth, I was still performing. So this is me right before 9 months pregnant. People weren't coming to see me. I didn't have any fans that were coming. I was just performing at amazing venues in Vegas. This is me at the Aria. And this was a small lounge. And you know what's amazing? These small lounges, you can make a lot of money, guys. I made $700 on this specific night performing. And it wasn't any different. The thing is, if you create a career based off of your talent, that's going to be very different than if you base it off of your social media followers. Social media followers can decide they don't like you anymore. Now, I can show up in a room and take a whole bunch of strangers, if there's 50 strangers in that room, and I'll get them drinking and I'll get them spending money at that venue. And that venue is not going to care whether I look like Hunchback at Notre Dame. They do not care. As long as people are buying alcohol, food, as long as they're spending money in their venue and I'm entertaining them, then that's all the venue cares about. And doesn't that make sense? Why would a venue go, no, we don't want her because of the way she looks? But if I'm making the whole room sing and dance and everyone's having a good time, wouldn't they want that? And that's what makes sense. Venues are just trying to make money. That's it. So if you're helping them make money, then it doesn't matter what you look like. So I had no problem performing. I had no problem finding gigs. In fact, I still had to turn away gigs. I was still traveling up until like 2 days before my doctor said I could no longer travel anymore. I was still going to like Philadelphia. That was one of the big ones that I did. That was the last show that I did before I left. And those are shows that are paying me $1,000 a night to perform at 7 months, 8 months pregnant. So it's definitely possible. So I want you guys to just keep that in mind for all my ladies. So how many songwriters, artists, and producers do I have here? I know that I got a lot of creatives. If you're a musician, you usually like to create your own stuff too. Now, I think that it's important for me to bring up, I had been signed with Universal Records many years ago. The reason that I bring this up is because people have this really big false idea that when you get signed, then that means that you've made it. You're going to get famous. You're never going to have to worry about money again. I mean, doesn't that just sound amazing? Now, this is completely wrong. A very small handful of people actually do make money after getting signed, but most artists don't. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to get signed to a label, and there's a very small percentage of people who do have success with it. But why not make great money now and ensure that you'll be successful no matter whether a label makes you money or not? Why would you put your fate in anyone else's hands but your own? And I want you to meet one of my guys that I've worked with This is Alex Sugarman. He's awesome. He has a music degree from Musicians Institute in Hollywood. He had accumulated more than $80,000 in tuition. That is a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen. Now he burned through his savings. Now he wanted to write music and produce, but needed to be able to make money now. And he didn't know how. He hit me up and he was just like, man, I'm trying to figure this out, Christine. I can't figure it out. He was so talented. He could sing and he could play the saxophone. Within just 2 weeks, guys. Now this guy is talented, but he had a big heart and spirit, put together a band. And this was a picture of him in the Dominican Republic. He says, I'm here in the Dominican Republic, and Christine, Starving Musician's Guide, brought me right here playing saxophone all over the world with my own band, Sweet Spot. So it's awesome. So he has gone to, I think it's 12 different countries now. He's been to Jamaica and he's been to all kinds of really cool exotic islands. And not even that, with his friends as a band. Like, it's really awesome. How cool is that to be able to travel with your friends or your significant other? That's a really cool thing. If you have a husband or a wife, this is an amazing opportunity for you to travel. And he did it on cruise ships. It was really awesome. I want to ask, how many of you can relate? How many of you want to write music, but you need to make money now? Like, you got groceries, you got rent to pay, you got a car payment, and you don't want to be working another day job that you don't like. How many of you are also songwriters or producers, but again, you have bills now and you want to do it performing? This was Alex's story. And like I said, within those 2 weeks, he was already touring. And he currently still does that. He tours on cruise ships to exotic locations. He makes a living doing music. Being able to pay his bills performing gave him freedom to write music. He recently became a producer and music creator for Ellen DeGeneres. How cool is that? And I think this is really awesome because let's say he had run out of money and had to go back home. He wouldn't have been able to stay in LA and pursue what he wanted to do as a writer, what he wanted to do as a producer. And not only that, he performed recently with Camila Cabello on the Latin Music Awards, which is absolutely incredible. I see you, Raina. I see that you love Ellen. I do too. I think we all love Ellen. I don't know anybody that doesn't love Ellen DeGeneres, but how cool is that? The next time you watch the show, you'll know that some of that music that you're hearing was created by Alex, who I worked with to book shows overseas. So I want you to ask yourself, how would you feel if you could say the same thing? Or if while you wrote your own music, produced your own music, you could fund your own projects with your own money that you made from your own performances. Now, again, this means freedom. Freedom is my most valuable word, to do what you want and how you want it. Wouldn't that be amazing, guys? Now, there's many secrets in this industry. Secret number one is that venues around the world need good talent like you. Isn't that crazy? Because most people are like, I need a gig. Venues desperately need good talent. They're willing to pay good money for it. Secret number two, you can support yourself completely off of performing music. And secret number three, there's a demand for great live music and a shortage of musicians. Shortage of musicians. There we go. That's a tongue twister. To fill that demand. The reason why most musicians are not successful is not because of a lack of opportunities, but because musicians fail to treat their dreams like a business. Instead, they treat it like a hobby. You can't just stay home playing your guitar and wishing that somebody will see you online and then do all the work for you. That's not going to get you success. It's not going to get you real money. Now, venues have great budgets for musicians, performers, and bands. They're searching for great entertainment. It's hard to find, guys. Again, you might feel desperate to find these gigs, but these venues are desperate to find good talent. They have money for you. They have money just sitting around. They have budgets. They have all kinds of stuff waiting for people to come through so that they can hire. They're waiting for good talent. Now, you might be thinking, I can't support my family off of music. I'm sure I got people in here that have children. I just had my baby boy. I just had a son less than 2 weeks ago. So I am really, really excited, my first little baby boy. But I know that some of you guys have multiple children. You have wives, you have husbands. You know, you got mortgages, you got diapers that you got to buy. So I want you to meet my friend, Sam Kyles. He's a singer and guitarist. He says, I support my family from performing and doing what I love. Then I get to go home to the family that I love. Life is good. Now, he's married. He has a beautiful baby boy. He would rather not tour and would rather be home with his family. He's not well known online and is not famous. You can find him online, guys. Go to Sam Kyles. He'll just have a few thousand followers. That is all on Instagram. And he doesn't use those at all. It's just his friends and family. He knows the game of finding agents. So that's what I helped him do. I helped him connect with different agents, which I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about. It's one of my favorite things. But he makes most of his living off of playing local restaurants. And how crazy is that you can make literally $50,000 to $100,000 a year playing at local restaurants. And that's it. Just local places like that. You don't have to be on big stages. You can be at hotels, you can be in lobbies, and you can make that much money very easily. He gets private gigs because of it. He makes additional money. He gets consistent work and supports his family along with his newborn solely off of performing music, so he doesn't have another job. I helped him get an agent that books him more than 100 shows a year on top of everything else that he's performing at. So I know that we all want to make money from music, but I want to ask you guys a question. How many of you would be happy just to make an extra $10,000 a year performing? So maybe some of you are like, hey, you know what? I like my job, but I would love to make an extra $10,000 a year. Wouldn't that be a great raise? And what job do you usually get a $10,000 pay raise? You usually don't. You usually get like, hey, I get an extra $5 an hour. No, I'm talking to make an extra $10,000 a year. This alone would make a significant difference in your life. Guys, to be able to make an additional $10,000 a year, all you have to do is be making, literally performing like 1 gig a week. And that's not hard. You can be easily performing 6 or 7 if you wanted to, and depending on your location. But if you're performing just 1 gig a week, and that's not even counting Christmas parties, that's not counting birthday parties, that's not counting anniversaries where you can pay, charge 2, 3, 4, 5 times as much as you usually do. You can easily make an extra $10,000. Isn't that awesome? So I want to talk to you guys. I'm going to get into the opportunity, and what's different about my program is I skip all the extra stuff that you don't need to learn, and I get you straight to the key points, and I get you performing and getting paid quickly. You're going to learn from someone who's actually doing it. Again, we've talked about college, and college has a bunch of teachers there that went to school to learn how to teach music. They don't know how to book gigs because they've never done it. That's a big one. Now, I've had a lot of success, but I've made a lot of mistakes. I believed that I had to do things the hard way. And again, I believed if I recorded every day, posted tons of songs on YouTube and social media, people would call to book me. I believed that I had to have tons of fans for me to be able to support myself. I dreamed that I had to work another job that I hated so that I could pay bills in the meantime. But guys, there is an easier way. I just love my little Bitmoji. Isn't that cool? None of the things I believed were even true. And once I didn't accept them anymore. Oh, Raina, thank you. You said you love my emojis too. And once I was dedicated to do things on my own terms, my whole life changed. So I went from a starving musician to a thriving musician. Now, guys, I've explored the world because of music, and I've had some of the most amazing experiences. I want to show you just a little bit of those so you can kind of get an idea. This was me in Thailand. This was me in Tahiti, Australia, on tour in the Grand Canyon. This was me at Machu Picchu. I've done some pretty cool stuff. I've done a lot more than this. I've seen so much of the world, and that's one of my favorite things, again, to travel. If you're anything like me, I like to travel, do music, and I like to eat. So that goes a long way. If I'm able to travel, try new foods, and perform, that's really it. That is bliss for me. That is my heaven. So you can put in that chat box. That's me too, if you are anything like me. Now, I call these trips a paycation, which I love. So when you get paid to go on vacation, this is when everyone else in the world is paying to be there, and you're walking away with money in your pocket. This was one of the places that I volunteered. Again, charity is a big part of my life. That's me working in India with beautiful, beautiful little kids. I've gotten to sing the national anthem at a LA Dodgers game. This was really, really amazing. I've performed for NFL events. And look, these are like little shops. Like these are little bars. Do you see how I have like a keyboard there? That was me with Russell Wilson, quarterback for Seahawks, and Sierra's husband. So if you know Sierra, 1-2 step. Yeah, that's Russell Wilson there. We got RG3, the quarterback of the Ravens. I've gotten to do a lot of really cool stuff for the NFL, for like big corporate events. And what's awesome is some of these places, it's literally just, private events at people's houses, or this was a bar in Hollywood. Like there's some really cool opportunities out there. People think that you have to be on big stages to have a blast, and it's not true. Some of my favorite performances were just little things like this. And RG3 actually came up with me right there, and he sang Georgia by Ray Charles. Georgia, Georgia. So, and he sounded so great. It was really, really cool to see that and be a part of that. So I experienced a life that most people dream about. I made a choice, guys. I chose to follow my dream, and it's all about that action. And that's what I'm talking to you guys about, that most people don't choose to take action, but you're here right now. That's the most important thing, is that you just start taking steps. Even if it's baby steps, you just need to make progress. So that's the difference between those who live an exciting life and adventure and one without. Making the choice to take action. It's time for you to make your choice. So are you going to live like everyone says you're supposed to live it, or will you take a chance on yourself? Now, just because you're good doesn't mean you're going to be successful, guys. You have to have a plan. Again, you can't just rely on talent alone. If you have a following online, that doesn't mean you will be successful either. I have a friend who has more than 200 million plays on YouTube. 200 million with an M, million plays. and she has not been able to turn it into making a living. Instead, she works for another company because she doesn't know how to monetize it. She doesn't know how to get paid. She doesn't know how to book gigs. She's waited around hoping that someone else will see her videos. And everyone has seen her videos, but no one can do the work for you. Now, one of the other things that I believed was that if I was good, the gigs would start rolling in. I thought that as long as I was a good musician, I would get those gigs. Now, it's important to be talented again. You have to at least be a bit talented, but the most important thing is that you have to take steps. All right, Lee, I see you. You said, I thought I took the right steps. Pretty bummed this is where I'm at. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I did the same thing, guys. I spent 8 years, really, again, 8 years. I don't know anybody that it took that long to figure out. And, I just had to roll through the punches and deal with it until I finally figured it out. And I'm about to show you guys the way that I started booking shows. It's coming up right now. So let's say that you have the best cookie recipe in the world, but you don't know how to package it. Let's say you don't know how to get it into the store. You don't know how to market it. You're never going to sell a single cookie, and no one will ever know how awesome that cookie is, and you will make no money. Now you can tell that I love chocolate. That's why I'm using cookie as an example. So don't be the cookie that nobody buys at the store. You go over to your grandma's and you're like, man, this cookie's amazing. But it doesn't mean that it's going to make money. She has to package it. She has to get it in those stores. She has to get it, in that Whole Foods or that Smith's, that grocery store. And then the world can see how magnificent it is. And that's what your talent is like. Your talent has to be packaged and promoted and shared in the right way. Otherwise, no one will ever know how awesome you are. Now, I desperately needed to figure my life out. I had moved to Los Angeles. I was taking odd jobs I'd found online. I was running out of money. I was $20,000 in credit card debt. $20,000. Oh man, it was a lot for me. Now, I lived in a kitchen for 4 months. I rented a space that I found online and was literally sleeping in that kitchen in a stranger's home. My bed was more like a cot. It was a few feet away from the refrigerator. There was this parrot that was screaming all the time. Oh my God, that parrot drove me crazy. I got no sleep. And literally, guys, I was in a kitchen. I wasn't like in a dining room. I didn't have privacy. Like, it was literally something that I found on Craigslist. If you have ever lived in LA, then you know that rent is crazy expensive. And that was all that I could afford at the time. Now, I hit rock bottom. I ran out of money. I went and got a gym membership so I could have a place to shower. I cleaned out my car. I started figuring out which neighborhoods I could park at safely to sleep. And I found this picture the other day. This is a pic of me in my car. I had just played a gig. Now, don't get fooled. That shirt looks nice. I paid $7 for it. Ladies, we can find good deals when we need to. I slept outside of a Chevron gas station, and I bathed in their outdoor bathroom. I had eaten at an In-N-Out burger and was sick the whole night because of their secret sauce, man. If you've had their secret sauce In-N-Out burger, I know some of you guys love it. That stuff makes me so sick. I was sick the entire night. All right, Raina, you said Goodwill. Yeah, there's great stuff at Goodwill. Man, I've got some really awesome furniture there too. Now, I played a gig the next afternoon off of virtually no sleep. I was sick. And it was one of those bathrooms that are like outside, so you had to have like a key. So I had to go walk into this nasty bathroom at Chevron all night. I'm so glad that I took a picture because that's a great memory for me. Well, not a great memory, just a memory that reminds me to be thankful and that I've definitely put my work in. Now, I knew there had to be a way to do better. I was really determined to figure it out. I was determined that I could live my dream. And this is where I began to create my plan, my evil plan. So just like the cookie recipe example I gave you, I knew I had to have the musical recipe. I was great at what I did. Again, so many of you are so talented, but I needed to package myself the right way, market myself, and get to booking gigs now, not later. I knew if I could just execute the right steps in order, I could do it. It was just a matter of figuring it out. Again, it takes steps. I started executing the steps of my plan and working on it right away. I didn't have much time before I would be completely homeless in LA. Now, something miraculous happened. I booked my first ongoing gig at a hotel in Hollywood. I ended up making $60,000 a year from that gig alone. Now, it was actually more like 70 because I also had tips, guys. I went from making nothing to suddenly making $70,000 a year as a piano player working part-time. I only played for 3 hours a day, so I worked 15 hours a week, making $70,000 a year. It was a dream for me. Now, I got more gigs from performing there. I gained more performance skills. I never stopped performing since that day. Everything fell into place after I took my career into my own hands and I executed my plan. Again, keyword plan here. You have to have a plan and you have to have the right plan. It has to have the right steps. It can't just be all those, let's just post a ton of videos and hope that somebody finds me. No, that's not a plan. You have to be able to execute steps. My mind was blown. All right, guys, some of you have lost the mic. 1 second, guys. We're going to restart this. All right, guys, let me know when you can hear me. I just restarted again. I am now back. I had to restart. Sometimes this happens, guys. Let me know. I am still at this slide where I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I kept on going. Can you guys hear me okay? Can everybody hear me all right? Hello, hello, hello. All right, let's do that again. There, you guys, you can hear me okay? All right, Lee, I see that you said there it is. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. All right, I'm back. Yay. Thank you guys for sticking with me again. I told you there's a lot of people here watching. Sometimes the connection gets a little lost, but I have some awesome stuff for you guys coming up. So I was just mentioning to you guys that I literally performed 15 hours a week, and I made $70,000, more than $60,000 because I made tips. So I made $70,000 a year working part-time. I was there for a few years. That was amazing. Imagine working 3 hours a day, 3 hours a day and making $70,000. Now, I wasn't a millionaire by any means, but I had a good life. I went from nothing to suddenly being able to have my own apartment, my own car, everything. I was very, very, very thankful. Now my mind was blown. I could finally call myself a professional musician. Yeah, there you go, Lee. Proves that this is live. I told you guys this is live, right? That's how you know that I'm really here with you guys. Now, I was doing what I love for a living. I could buy myself pianos and equipment that I wanted. I could help take care of my loved ones. I loved going to my job. I was free of worry about how I was going to pay bills. I could also fund my own projects and albums of original music. This is a big one. And I was making money from my passion. This is what's amazing. Looking at my bank account and going, man, I'm only just doing what I love and people are paying me. This is crazy. Now I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay. So I don't want you to go anywhere after this tutorial. I'm about to show you guys one of the ways. And again, this is going to just blow your mind because it's very simple. I'm going to be giving you a download link for your free email template at the end of this webinar. Okay. That you can just copy and paste. It's going to show you exactly what to email to booking agents, to venues, to hotels, to bars, to retirement communities, to cool, big venues, small venues. I'm going to show you guys and give you that free email template to get them to want to book you. So don't go anywhere after this, okay? And I'm also going to be giving you a special offer to work directly with me. That means I work directly with a small number of students. I work with people to get their career on track. I show you how I did it, where I came from. If I can do it, coming from absolutely nothing, tons of debt, knowing no one in the industry, having no manager, no record label, no nothing, then absolutely you can. I didn't have agents. I had nothing. And my first job, I started making $70,000 a year. So I'm going to show you how I did that. So I want to know, can I show you guys how I booked my first gig? Tell me yes in that chat box. And I'm going to show you guys again. Stay till the end. I'm going to give you guys that free email template. Put ready. I want you to put ready in the chat box when you're ready for me to get going. Get out that computer so you can take notes. Take out that pen and paper or that notepad. All right, Desiree, I see you. Yes, I love that. All right, 8, that's a cool name. I see that you're ready. Catherine, yes, please. Joseph, you said you're ready. All right, guys, again, I'm going to show you guys this. Don't hesitate to ask me any questions, okay? I'm here so that you guys walk away knowing that you have a new skill that you can apply towards your career, okay? So don't be hesitant to ask me any questions that you have. All right, let's go. I'm going to talk to you guys right now first about the fastest way to creating a show, because first you have to create a good set list, okay? So I'm going to just mention that. I'm going to go through that quickly, and then we're going to go straight to how to book the gig, okay? So my big aha moment was that I needed money now. I needed to be paying my bills now. I had groceries, I had rent. I didn't want to be homeless anymore. I didn't want to be sleeping in my car. I didn't want to build a fan base. I didn't want to sit there and record material all day. I needed to make money like tomorrow. So nobody knew who I was. Nobody had ever heard of my music. Again, I had no fans. I wouldn't be able to sell tickets. So I wasn't going to make money from that since nobody knew who I was. I couldn't guarantee any bar sales. So venues weren't going to, pull me in knowing that I was going to be able to bring in a crowd because nobody knew who I was. I didn't know anybody. I knew no one would come to see me. So how do you get venues to pay you? If you don't know this already, this is a big one. I found venues that already had built-in crowds. So let's talk about finding a casino or something where people already go, right? You don't want to book a venue where nobody goes and they're relying on you to bring fans, because then that means that you have to have fans. But I'm showing you guys how somebody who has no fans can do this. So you would find a casino, a bar. Let's say there's a bar that already has a huge crowd that comes in on Fridays, a restaurant that already has a great crowd for Sunday brunches, whatever that is. You find a place, an establishment that already has a built-in crowd. And that's what I did. I knew that I just had to entertain these people. Now, if they didn't know me or my music, how could I best keep them there? That's the whole point. You want to keep these people there. You don't want them to bar hop. You don't want them to leave. You need them to stay there, because if they stay there, the managers and the people there are going to want to keep you there. They're going to ask you to come back every week and perform at their venue. So how do you keep them there? Even if they don't know you or your music, and you want them to stay there and spend money so that the venue can see that you're helping to bring in sales. So I learned that the fastest way to making money through performing music is through performing cover songs. So that's the first thing. Okay. I just want you guys to keep that in mind. If you don't already know this, it's really important that if you're trying to make money the fastest way, it's through cover songs. That doesn't mean that you can't make money through original music. It just means that that takes a while, because you have to build fans, you have to do releases, you have to promote it. You can create a career performing cover songs by next week. And I'm about to show you guys how to find venues that are willing to pay you. So cover songs are by other artists. That's choosing popular songs by other artists that I knew that these people would recognize. So that's what I did. I looked up popular songs from different eras. Now this works whether you're a singer or an instrumentalist. Yeah, Lee, I see you. Wow, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what's amazing is you can still do your original music, guys. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you need to make money now. You need to quit that day job now. You need to get done with doing anything that's taking your energy away from what you really want to be concentrating on, which is your music career, which is performing and being on stage. So the fastest way to do that is those cover songs. Now this works again, whether you're singing or playing an instrument. Now venues don't typically have money for original music unless you're selling tickets. And that means you have to be famous, or you have to have a huge following where people are going to show up, or you have to bother all your friends to buy tickets. I hate that. I don't want to do that. You have to guarantee that you're going to bring a certain amount of fans. But singing cover songs will let you avoid the stress of selling tickets. You don't have to bring fans. You don't have to bug your friends. You don't have to even post it on social media. You don't have to do anything. You just show up and perform. You could have barely started last week and start doing it. That's what's so amazing about this. This is not going to take years and years for you to create. So again, this doesn't mean that you can't do your original music. It just means that the fastest way to getting paid now is through cover songs. Now, after I put together an awesome list of popular cover songs, I knew that I was ready to start booking my shows. Joseph, you said, what about rock cover songs? Absolutely. People love rock, classical rock, all that stuff. Anything, any genre, Motown, classic songbook type stuff, pop music, modern pop music. I do a ton of R&B. I love R&B and Motown. So this is where we're going to go to step 2, guys. This is the one thing that I'm mentioned. I love showing people, because this one step can show you how to do some really cool shows anywhere in the world where there's live music. This is going to help you find live music. This method is very simple, yet I don't know anybody else that does this. I'm the only person I know that's actually even done this. When I show people, they're like, how come I didn't think of that? And it's very, very simple. So we're going to go right now to step 2. This is the one where I want you to really pay attention. I showed you step 1, and that's putting together your set list with your cover song. Step 2, we're going to find those venues. So this is a free method I've used to book shows all over the world and to find venues that are willing to pay me to perform. This is through Yelp. Okay. Now I know you used Yelp to probably find cool restaurants or cool things to do. I've used it to find places to get a manicure. I mean, I've used it for massages. I've used it for all kinds of stuff, but I also used it to book gigs. How cool is that? It's super, super simple. It's free. You're not paying money on advertising. You're not posting tons of videos. Again, this is you taking a step towards finding venues. So step 1, you're going to research. Okay. Now I want you guys take notes. If for any reason I'm going to give you guys a lot of information right now. This is going to be emailed to you when you stay till the end. It'll be emailed to you when you fill out that. There's going to be a survey, and I'm going to send you this so you can take it with you and you can rewatch it if you need to, so that you can make sure that you don't miss anything. Okay. Cause I'm going to give you guys some stuff that might be a little bit overwhelming. Might not be, but I want to make sure that you're able to leave with exactly what you signed up for. So here we are at Yelp. Okay. I'm going to show you guys first, not what to look up for, not what to look up. Okay. So I don't want you to look up the term find live music venue. Okay. Now I know that a lot of people are thinking, why wouldn't I type in live music venue? Isn't that why we're here? Well, what's going to happen is when you type in live music venue, you're going to have these big things like Troubadour, Hotel Cafe. These things are going to pop up. And what's going to happen is Hotel Cafe is a beautiful venue. Like, it's really awesome. It's iconic, But for you to perform there, you have to be bringing a crowd. You have to guarantee that you're going to sell, 50 tickets or whatever. And that means that you have to either have a big social media following, fans, or that you're going to have to, bother your friends and bother everybody to buy tickets. And you don't want to have to do that. You don't want to have to do. The whole point here is that you are going to be able to create this career without having a fan base. Now, Raina, I see you. You're so funny. Spice Girls. I love the Spice Girls. I do want to be, remember, if you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends. I do that all the time. I usually wait till the end of the night when everybody's drunk, when everybody's singing along, when everybody's dancing. That song, I swear the whole room can be filled with men and they will go wild. It's so fun. And actually a lot of those songs I do recommend learning, Raina. So Spice Girls are awesome. Even Backstreet Boys, like I Want It That Way. I love that song. People dance, and I'm talking like grown, like men, macho men, they'll be the ones singing the most at these gigs. And that's what's so fun. The women do it, but once, a guy has a drink or two, you'll find that those types of songs, or Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back, like some of these really funny songs are really fun to do. And actually will get you even more tips. We'll get people more involved with you, and they'll get just really excited with the fact that you're not taking yourself too seriously. You're having fun. And I loved the Spice Girls. I don't care what anybody says. I loved their album. So yes, ma'am, you can do it. And Backstreet Boys, yes. And NSYNC. Oh girl, I love NSYNC. NSYNC is my group. That was my favorite one. So anyways, let's get back to this. We're talking about Spice Girls. I'm getting excited over here. So again, you are not going to look up live venues like this. You don't want to put in live music venue because you're going to have to end up with these places where you have to sell tickets. So what you are going to look up, so I'm going to show you guys right now. Joseph, you're funny. That song is low key fire. See how many, I got so many Backstreet Boys fans in here. This is awesome. So terms to research, bars with live music. So you're going to get specific. Okay. That's what you want to put, not live music venues, because venue is too general. Bars with live music, lounges with live music, hotels with live music, resorts with live music, restaurants with live music, breweries with live music, wineries. Guys, if you could just look up more and more and more, you can look up, retirement homes. You'll be very surprised. Retirement homes will pay you to perform for like 1 hour. Those are really simple. So you could do a really nice show for some people who don't usually get live music, and they're awesome and they're fun. And then you could go and do another show that night, like at a restaurant. Now, you can also get really specific with it. You can put like bars with jazz music, bars with rock music. You can get real specific to what you do, or piano lounges. There's a lot of things that you can get really specific to. So I want you to just think of all the things that represent you, and that's how you're going to find these venues. And I'm going to show you, it's going to be a little different. So then you're going to end up with like the Rhythm Room, the Love Song Bar. These are small venues, guys, but you'll be very surprised how much money you can make. I've told you I've made up to like $700, $800 just in the night playing for a small lounge where there's might be like 50 people. A few months ago, I had a funny one, especially if you're in like touristy places. Like that's a big one. I had Dennis Rodman walked up to my piano and like threw up a few $100s in ones. It was really funny. So depending on where you are, and how you talk to your crowd, how you take requests, how you, if you're singing really awesome songs that people love, like I said, those cover songs, you make yourself a really great list of cover songs. People are going to tip you. You're going to make more money. So step 2, you're going to list the venues and their contacts. So, all right, Catherine, you say you play at senior communities and retirement homes several times a week. That is awesome. They are so much fun. And, those are those times when you can really, I bring out like my Etta James, like At Last. I get to do some of those classics, that people love. So that is really awesome that you're there. And it's definitely a way to give back as well. So step 2, we're going to list the venues and their contacts. So if you look, this is what your Yelp is going to look like. So here's a simple bar. I've actually performed there before. You're going to look right here. So there's their phone number. Okay. So this makes it so easy. Yelp is giving you the venues plus their phone number. So they're just taking the guessing work out of everything. So it's really, really awesome. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to make, this is what the little chart that I make. I just kind of put this in Word, or you can do an Excel sheet. Keep it organized, guys. Again, we're making a plan. Okay. You're treating your music career like a business. This isn't a hobby anymore. You're going to make money. That's what you're doing. So I'm going to show you. This is very simple. It's going to take you 5 minutes. Really, it's going to take you 5 minutes. So I know it might look like work, but it's literally going to take you just a few minutes. So you're going to make 3 things. You're going to put the name of the venue. their contact, and status. Okay, that's what I usually do right here. So there's their phone number, there's their name. So you're gonna put it right there. There's the name of the venue, there's their contact. See how simple that is? And you're just gonna go down the list. There you go. And you can just go down the list there in your Yelp and start writing down more and more, another place. And guys, you don't have to be performing at bars if you don't want to perform at bars. It can be lounges, hotels, casinos, lobbies, there's hotel lobbies, all kinds of stuff. I want you to make a healthy list, at least 10 venues. But guys, the more that you can do, the better. Okay. So if you're doing like 20 plus, you have higher chances of booking. This is just a numbers game. So you're going to see that. Don't take it personal if somebody's like, no, we're all booked up. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're just booked up and they're busy. They have a million other things going on. You can hit them up every once a month or something, and see if any openings have popped up. So the more that you reach out to, the better. If you're in a big city and there's like 50 venues, call all 50 venues, guys. If you do all that within a day or two, oh my God, you're going to have multiple gigs probably the next week, so you'd be able to start making money right away. You just got to put in a little bit of work. So you're going to start contacting your list. So I'm going to tell you exactly what to say right now. So you're going to introduce yourself. So you're going to be like, hey, my name, for me, my name's Christine. I'm a singer and a piano player. And you're going to ask them the following questions. So you're just going to find out a few things that are going to help you out. So you're going to find out what kind of musicians and bands do you book. That's what you're going to ask them. Because let's say you're a jazz musician and they only book, rock artists. Then that's probably either one, you don't want to perform there, or two, you're going to learn rock music so that you can perform there. If you're anything like me, that's what I do. If someone goes, hey, we only bring in rock artists, then I'm going to go home and I'm going to learn rock songs because I am not going to take no for an answer. So I'm going to go perform. And you could find out if they book bands because maybe they only book solo artists. Or maybe you're a solo artist and a place only books bands. Well, that gives you an excuse to put together an awesome band. So make sure to ask them that. You're going to find who's in charge of booking. So find out their name and their email address. Okay, that's the most important thing. Ask them how long are the sets, and you ask what is required of the entertainment. So basically they might tell you, hey, it's only 2 hours. They might tell you it's 4 hours, just so you'll be prepared. And then you can find out, they might require that you bring equipment or they might not at all. But just ask them what's required of the entertainment. Sometimes they give you a cool bar tab. They might be like, you get $50 worth of food and drinks. And that's pretty awesome. And then you ask them what the typical going rate is. Because maybe they're only paying $50 or maybe they're paying $500. And that's perfectly normal. Anywhere from 500 to usually, 50 to 450, like 100 to 450 is actually more average. So $100 to $450, depending on the place. Is average. And again, I told you guys, playing like a simple gig at $200 a night once a week will give you an extra $10,000 a year because you're going to be making tips. And that's not even counting corporate gigs, private gigs, holidays, and all that kind of cool stuff. You're also going to ask them, how can I be considered? Now, normally all that you're going to need to do is send them an email. Okay, and that's it. And you're just going to contact them. And I'm going to show you guys at the end of this webinar, I'm going to give you guys that email template that you're going to be able to take and you're going to be able to download and you're going to be able to send to these venues. So I'm giving you everything that you need. I've showed you that you need to get cover songs. I'm showing you how to find the venues. I'm showing you how to organize it. Okay. And then I'm going to give you the email template for you to contact them. And that's what's so awesome. You're going to be able to leave today and have everything that you need for you to be able to start putting together your show. So those are all the things that you're going to ask them. And usually I'll put that in that status. So I'll put like, all right, cool. They book rock bands. That's me. Yay. And Eric at booking.com is the one that does it. And they pay $300 for a solo act and they pay $1,000 for a band or whatever it is. And then I'll put a little note to myself, email him links to my promo videos, and here I'll put right here, they book solo acts and small bands, Bob over at booking.com. They pay $100 to $500 a night. I just need to email him links. So I just put whatever I find out. Okay. I put all that here. Madison, you asked what my Instagram is. Here you go. I will give it to you, but don't go yet. You got to stick around with me because I'm still teaching you some stuff. Got to make sure that you learn all this awesome stuff and that whenever we get off today, you go right away towards performing gigs. I want you guys to email me. I want to hear back from you guys that you were able to book gigs. This is why I do this. Because I like to see people make changes in their life and go towards their career and goals. So anyways, you're just going to do this with all the venues. So if you got 40 venues, you're going to do this over and over and over again with the name of the venue, the contact, and the status. Okay, this is like a close-up. I'm going to show you guys a close-up of what that looks like. So there you go. You have the bar, you have the contact number, and you have your notes. So there you go. Luis, you said you're in and out of work. Would you be able to coach me talking to these venues like tips? Absolutely, Luis. let me give you, you can actually email, let me give you an email, Star Musician's Guide. You can email there, explain that you were in and out of today's webinar, and someone will get back to you and we'll be able to, if for some reason you have to leave today, we'll make it work so we can talk more about this, okay? So just save that email, and anybody else here. So is there a certain type of day that you recommend calling the venues? You know what I do? That's a very good question, Catherine. I recommend calling during the day, not at night. Because if you call at night, it's loud, and usually the bartenders are answering and they can't hear you. They're just going to be like, what? You know, they'll be like yelling at you. Like, and if you're trying to get, emails and that sort of thing, you're not going to be able to hear them, and they're probably just going to be irritated with you. So yeah, definitely call during the day. And you can also go down to the venues if you want to, once you get someone that's really interested, but we'll get into that another time. But I would recommend calling during the day. So some of these bars open at like 4:00, call right at 4:00. Or if they're open at like noon, wait till after lunch, like call like at 2, whenever it's not going to be their lunch rush hour. So just try to think of when they're most busy, and then call them when you know that it's not going to be crazy busy. So that way you can get someone on the phone and they're not irritated with you or rushing you off the phone. So here's the next one. Contact the booking agent. So that means sometimes the booking agent for the venue is also the owner, or sometimes it's a bartender, or sometimes it's a waitress. I mean, you never know who's booking. So just contact them, and this is what you're going to send them. You're going to send them your name, links to you performing live, photos of you, a short bio, your set list. And if you have any cool social media links, and that means you can't have an Instagram that's full of like you eating food and you working out and pictures of your dog. Don't send them that, okay? You need to be able to have an Instagram that is properly formatted. If you don't know how to do that, I actually offer that in my one-on-one coaching. I show you exactly how to create an Instagram. I show you exactly how I got 45,000 followers on Instagram. I show you exactly how I got, 25,000 followers on one of my Facebooks. I have a total of like 50,000 on Facebook. I show you guys how I did all of that in my program a little later. But if you don't have that, just make sure not to send any social media that's not going to represent you well as a musician. You're better off not sending any social media. Raina, great. I'm going to have to delete all my photos. Well, the other thing is you can keep a personal Instagram, and then you can go set up your artist Instagram if you want, because maybe your personal Instagram, you just want to post pictures of your dog, and that's cute too. I love dogs, but you want to just make sure that you have a balance of music, on top of it. And it's okay. You can have personal stuff on there. Just make sure that you also represent yourself as an artist. So you're going to follow up. You're going to give them a couple days to review. Okay. So, sometimes give them like 48 hours, 72 hours, and just hit them up, send a follow-up email, call them, be like, hey, I just wanted to see if you had a chance to check it out. Sometimes they're just busy. Send them an email, say, hey, just checking in. Did you get it? Here's a recap of what I sent. Always send them a recap. Okay. Don't just say, hey, did you check back? Did you read it? Because then what happens is if they want to see your email that you sent before, they're going to have to go look through their email, and they're going to have to find you, and they don't want to do that. Make it as easy as possible. Just be like, hey, I'm just checking in. I sent you this the other day. I just want to make sure you saw it. Here it is again, just in case you missed it. I know you're really busy. Don't demand their time. Ask for it. Show that you're grateful that they're even considering it. Send them those links again. Lee, you said same. 56 followers, and you only post pictures of your sex. And you only post pictures in front of a plain white wall. Yeah, you definitely need to be a little bit more creative than that, Lee. I do that in my one-on-one coaching, of course. But anyways, yeah, give them a couple days to review, send them a follow-up email. This is what I usually do. This is my color coding. So yellow means I booked the gig. Okay, cool, they booked me. Green means it's pending. So that means they said they're checking it out. They haven't decided whether they're going to book me or not. And then this one just means, hey, they're not interested, or maybe they don't book my act, but I still save it because maybe down the line, I might use that. maybe I'm going to put together a big band later on. I just don't have one now. So I'll save it just so I know, because then I've already done the work. Or if you're an agent or manager, like we were talking about earlier, maybe I don't have a rock band, but I'm going to save this because maybe eventually I will have a rock band that I'm representing to book. But for the time being, I just have a pop band or whatever it is. So you can save this information. That research is valuable no matter what. So that's how you do it, guys. That's how you book the cover songs. You put together the show. That's how you contact the venues. That's what you include when you get to the venues. I mean, that's basically a very, broad, general way to book gigs. That's how I started, just like that. So I want to ask you a question. Some of you kind of feel like this, like it was a lot. Like, hey, maybe that was a lot. I think I can do this. I'm not 100% positive, but I think so. But I might need some help. You know, I've talked to you guys about my one-on-one program where I literally help people like one-on-one, guiding people through this. I've had some amazing results. I'm about to get into some of those people that I've worked with here in a bit. And so I want to ask you guys a question. Again, do some of you feel kind of overwhelmed, or was it not so hard? But some of you guys just need a little bit of extra help, and that's okay. So the past hour, this stuff has been, you know, really cool. I know it. I mean, when I first learned this, I just couldn't believe the results that I was getting. And I can't cover everything that you need in an hour webinar. Even if we had all day, I couldn't cover it all. There's so many amazing possibilities out there. There's so many incredible opportunities to, again, travel, make money, and do what you love, even if we had all day. You know, so how would you like to work with me directly, and I can help you implement what we just covered? So this is something that I offer. I work with people one-on-one. So I have a special offer so you can get everything that you need to know for a special deal. I have an entire, basically everything that I learned in 8 years, I've put together in a really awesome system that if you just follow this system, it will completely transform your life and your music career. So guys, is it okay with you if I share with you what's inside my program? I want you guys to put yes in that chat box if that's okay, and I can show you guys exactly what I have, how I've worked with different artists, even DJs. I mean, I've worked with a lot of different people, bands, people that just play instruments, people that just sing. I've worked with anybody and everybody of all levels, people that are just starting out. I've even worked with people that do this for a living that just needed an extra push, that didn't know how to, you know, get going. So, all right, guys, I see that you guys are saying yes. All right, awesome. So I'm going to show you guys this entire system that I created, and I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to work with me if that's something you would like to do. So I have an entire system called Booking Pro. This is an entire everything. This is going to show you how to book gigs, how to get paid, how to handle everything that has to do with booking shows. And I'm going to get down to exactly what I cover, and I'm giving you some awesome bonuses and other things as well. So I show you how I set up a national tour on a budget. Again, I talked to you guys about how I set up a 25 city tour on my own. Nothing. I mean, literally almost no help at all. I was on the road performing. I performed for 10,000 people over the span of 3 months, chose which places I wanted to go to. It was insanely beautiful. I saw the entire United States. It was amazing. Now, this is a tour that I set up. Again, I created my dream road trip, and then I made it happen, and I'll share with you exactly how I did it. We're going to talk about what you should charge. This is a big one. People are sometimes scared to, hey, what do I charge? Am I charging too much? Am I charging too little? I'm going to cover that. That's a $97 value. I'm going to show you how to negotiate free perks. This is one of my favorite things: food, free drinks, free hotel rooms, all that stuff. I've gotten free massages, free everything, you know, like it's free, free, free. I love that. And I'm like, and you get it for performing. I'm like, if it's not already amazing that you're performing and getting paid, how about you get free stuff too? $97 value. This one's a big one. How to book other artists for limitless money making potential. I have many friends who are agents. One of them in particular owns a plane. Like, you can just do so well from performing. You'd be very amazed how not only can you perform, but you can also book your friends. It's a $997 value. Raina, you said you need that massage. Yes, I think I need that massage right now too. So we are in the same boat right now. Yeah, Catherine, I see you struggle with knowing what to charge. Yeah, and sometimes it's, even if you know what to charge, you're like almost scared to tell them what you want, you know, because you don't want to like them to think or to not be interested in booking you. So that's a big one. That's a big one that I do cover. How to book gigs using Instagram. This is a really, really great one. This is a $997 value because this opens up more doors. The more opportunities that you take advantage of, I mean, you can book things through so many different things, like Yelp. I showed you the one thing through Yelp, but you can book so many more. So that's a $997 value. You can book yourself online through advertising. So there are some really big opportunities. I have gotten to like literally, I mean, maybe spent like 10, 20 bucks on advertising and then ended up with shows that paid me thousands of dollars. So there's some pretty cool websites that I'll share with you guys that I've used and how to, you know, promote yourself on them. I basically give you absolutely everything that you need to open as many opportunities and as many doors as you can towards making money and performing for a living. I'm going to show you how to get musician referrals. And what that means is if a musician is not able to make their gig, they're going to call you and they're going to say, hey, Sarah, can you show up and perform for me in my place? And they're going to pay you and you're going to end up making great friends with other musicians. This is a great way to make more money And I'm going to show you how to do this, even if you don't know the musicians. So sometimes musicians will just call their friends, but I'm going to show you how to get musicians to call you instead. So this is another $997 value. This is one of my favorite things. I know like 1% of people that have ever even done this, and I don't know why. I just think maybe because most people don't know how to do this. How to put together a band anywhere in the world. Why is this valuable? This is so valuable because this gives you the opportunity to perform anywhere, and this is why. Let's say there is a casino or a venue in, let's say, Chicago that wants to book you, and their budget is only, let's say, $2,000. Okay, if you have a 5-piece band, that's not going to cover flight and hotel and pay your band and food. It's not going to cover it. But you know who that will cover? It'll cover you. So you could fly to Chicago for $2,000 and you could get there and it'll cover your flight and hotel, and you'd still end up with probably more than $1,000 left for your gig, and you get an awesome opportunity to travel. But you know what happens is you can also find local musicians. So local musicians will perform for, $100 a night. So now you can find, let's say, 2 musicians. Let's say you just need a bass player and a drummer, or let's say you need a 3-piece band. If you know how to put together a band in Chicago, within just a few days, then you just hire local people. You don't have to pay for their plane flights. You're not having to pay for the hotel. You're not having to pay for their food. All you're paying them is that $100 that night for them to show up and perform. Guys, this is an amazing opportunity for you to be able to travel more. This is why I love it, because this opens up possibility for you to do anything, anywhere, if you can do this skill. And I show you exactly how to do it. Yes, Lee, I see you. That's really great to know. Yes, it's an awesome skill to have. This is probably my favorite thing right here. This and cruise ships, but how to get a booking agent. This is insane, because once you get a booking agent, and guys, despite what you see on television, you can have many booking agents. You can have 3, 4, 5 booking agents, non-exclusive contracts, and you can just have all these people booking for you. What's going to happen is they're going to be doing the work for you. They take a 10% commission usually. So let's say they book you a show for $500, they take $50. They get paid when you get paid. And this is really awesome because you're able to focus on performing. You're able to focus on singing or your instrument or putting together on the creative part, while agents are out there trying to get you gigs. And this is really great because it frees up all that time. So this is going to save you a lot of work. And this is a $997 value. Raina, ready for my agent? Yes, girl. You can have like 5 agents. You can have like so many. I'm telling you right now, I work with many agents for different things. There's agents for cruise ships, agents for weddings, agents for casinos, agents for certain cities. It's really awesome. So I'm going to show you how to book yourself anywhere in the world that has live music. Guys, you can be in Maldives, different islands, Australia, Asia. I'm going to show you how to do all of this. Again, this is one of my favorite things because you're traveling. How to book yourself around the world. Again, no social media, no manager, no record label. How amazing is it that there's this opportunity to do this? This is, again, one of my favorite things. How to book yourself on cruise ships. Now, these can be, there's short contracts and long contracts. You can take one where you're gone for a week. I've done one where I was gone for just like 17 days. That was when I went to Tahiti and Bora Bora. And then they have 6-month contracts if you're wanting to turn it into a full-time thing. The cool thing about this is they fly you to the boat. So you're not having to pay any money. They fly you there. They give you a cabin. You get to stay in the cabin, so you're not paying rent. They feed you, so you're not having to pay food. And you're seeing all these amazing places. Like for me, I went with my band. We performed 6 nights a week. It was awesome. We were on stage. We performed at night. And then during the day, we were able to do fun stuff like go shark diving. We went and checked out all these, beautiful waterfalls. We went and checked out beautiful restaurants, and we got to see like French Polynesian islands and all this stuff during the day. And then at night we jump back on the boat and perform, have drinks, party and dance and sing along and be merry. It was a lot of fun. This is the whole Booking Pro full program. This is everything. How I set up my national tour. What should I charge? Yes, Luis, get paid to go on vacation. Absolutely. Again, that's what we call a paycation. How to get other artists booked for limitless money making potential, how to book gigs using Instagram, how to advertise yourself online, how to get referrals from other musicians, how to put together a band anywhere in the world, how to find a booking agent to book you, how to book yourself around the world, and how to book yourself on cruise ships. Covering all of this stuff. It's more than a $9,000 value. I'm covering absolutely everything. And again, so many of these people have gone to college and they spent like $80,000 and they come to me and they're like, I still don't know how to book a gig. And I'm like, what? It's insane what these colleges are not teaching. Now, I had two choices. The first option is you can go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible. If I had done this, I wouldn't really be able to put the time to really serve you. Again, guys, I do a lot of one-on-one stuff. I'm going to get more into that here in just a bit to talk to you guys about how I work with everybody to make sure everybody that goes through my program is successful. This is what I'm passionate about. Second option, it requires a little higher investment, but in exchange, I can devote more of my time and resources to guarantee your success. All right, Joseph, you said, would I be able to take my wife like a duo? Absolutely. In fact, if you're a duo, this is a wonderful opportunity. When I was on the boat, I remember there was a husband and wife that they did that for their honeymoon. So they actually decided to do a 6-month contract, and they went on and they were great. They sang and they performed and they visited all these amazing places. And they gave them a cabin to themselves. So if you're a husband and wife, they'll actually give you a cabin. There's 2 people that you can be staying in the same cabin. So it's really an awesome opportunity for you guys. So I wanted to be able to give you more individual attention and make sure you are successful at this. So even though it's a $9,000 value, that's not how much this program costs. Now, I want you guys to meet DJ Ravi. She says, I have a degree in a field that I dreaded working in every day. I secretly wanted to be in entertainment, but I thought you couldn't make money at it. I was so excited to find out I was wrong. I got my first paid gig within a month. I quit my day job, and I've been DJing ever since. Now, this is really, really awesome because just last month, she did 15 shows in Las Vegas. She's headlining at really amazing places like the Palms Casino, the Palazzo Casino. She's DJing at pools, at parties. I mean, she is just really, really killing it. And she was able to quit her job literally within, I don't even remember, it was like 6 weeks or 8 weeks or something like that. It was very quickly. And she was able to get to DJing and doing some really cool stuff. So that's the Booking Pro full program. The total value is $9,267 value. I'm giving you guys some really awesome bonuses. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm giving you guys. I'm giving you a performance contract as well. If you have ever paid a lawyer for anything, I've paid a lawyer $450 an hour to write contracts for me, to read over contracts for me. I'm giving you guys one for free. You're getting this with this program. You're getting the booking email template. Again, like I told you, you're getting the booking email template no matter what today. Today, you're leaving with that email template. Whether you choose to work with me or not, you're going to be able to take that home. You're also getting my book, Starving Musician's Guide to Getting Paid, to Traveling the World and Living Your Dreams. This is a really big resource that has a lot more in here. You're also going to be able to join our private Facebook group. People pay $197 for these private groups where we're able to talk directly. Again, this is all one-on-one stuff. I'm able to look at your set lists. I'm able to look at, if you're having issues with how to book gigs or something that you're not understanding, I'm able to work with you directly and I'm able to see your messages and I'm able to respond and help you through this, guys. So this is a big one. You're going to get the entire Booking Pro system. You're going to get the Musician's Guide book. You're going to get the email templates. You're going to get the private Facebook membership group, and you're going to get the performance contracts. Again, this is a $9,267 value, but it's $500 worth of bonuses. So this is all the amazing stuff that I'm giving you guys. Again, this is 8 years of me figuring out how to book gigs, and I'm just handing it all to you right now. I want you guys to meet someone that I'm just really excited because this week's been a really good week for my students. This is a big question. What if I am just a singer and I don't play any instruments? This is a big one. Some people are like, I'm a singer, I don't play. So what am I going to do? How am I going to create a career? Meet Amy. Amy is one of my students. She hit me up on Instagram. She had no experience doing paid shows. She did not have a band. She did not have money for equipment. All right, I see you, girl. I see you, Raina. You say you only sing? I'm about to show you how Amy did this. She had no money for equipment. She was a student. She had very limited on time. So sometimes she would call me and she'd be like, okay, I can't work on it yet because I have finals tomorrow, and it's fine. And Amy was a beginner too, Desiree. So Amy was somebody who had never done paid shows. She had done some stuff at her school, some recitals, stuff like that, but had never done anything where she had actually been able to go out and get paid to do it. Hey, Bronson, I see you. I see you. Now, Amy, within 2 weeks of going through Booking Pro, she had her first paid gig this Friday. So that was 2 days ago. So this Friday, I walked her through everything. I was on the phone with her at Guitar Center where she was getting equipment. Like, that's how involved I was. I was very, very involved with her. And I was just like, all right, I was helping her find musicians. I mean, we created an amazing show for her, and she worked her butt off though. And so when people work hard. It motivates me to work hard for them too. So I walked her through the whole entire process. She had her first gig. She wrote me, I should have put the text message she sent me. I'll have to put it on my next one, a screenshot where she just said, thank you so much for helping me through this whole process. So she's definitely, 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks, she had never done a paid show. And we started putting her through the Booking Pro system, and she was able to book her first paid show. It's really exciting. So I want to ask you guys a question. What is this worth to you? So really think about this. If you were able to create a life filled with adventure, fun, music, performances, traveling, getting paid, meeting new people, being on stage, hearing fans. There's just so much. Staying in resorts, living your passion and making it your paycheck. Actually, let me know, guys, what's it worth to you? What would you, if someone could guarantee it, what would you spend? I would have given a kidney. I always tell everybody this. If I knew that I could have skipped out on 8 years of struggling and trying to figure out how to do all this stuff, I would have given a kidney, because 8 years is a long time. For me, I spent all my money. Like, I probably spent more than $100,000, all the money I had, all the credit card debt that I accumulated, everything that I did to try to figure out how to create a career. I would have given anything to be able to avoid all that and to be able to not spend 8 years. So what would you spend? Madison, same, my kidney. Yes, I would have given my kidney. If I had 4 kidneys, I would have given 2 of them. I would have just done anything to avoid it. So would you spend $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 more? Joseph, $1 million. All right. Okay. It's worth it. It's worth it for you. Absolutely. To be able to do what you love. You have one life. You should be able to enjoy it. So you can see why it's a good deal at $5,000. This is normally $3,000, guys. I created this amazing system now. You're able to log in and see the program online whenever you want. So they're not on CDs anymore. You're able to log in from your phone. You're able to log in from your computer. And for that reason, it's only going to be $9.97. You guys get absolutely everything that you need to know to book gigs. So I'm going to put this up for you guys so that you guys can see the offer for you. You're able to click on that link on the right, or you can go to starvingmusiciansguide.com/sign up right there. Now I want you guys to ask yourself, if all this did was get you 1 gig a week, now guys, I told you guys this will make you $10,000 a year for as long as you wanted. So that means I spend $1,000 and I get $10,000 a year for the rest of my life. As long as I want to, as long as I do the work, I'm going to be performing gigs, traveling, making $10,000 a year, just performing once a week. Would it be worth it? Would that be worth it, guys? Yeah. If I could just spend $1,000 and make an extra $10,000 a year, I would do that all day. And that's exactly what I'm telling you guys. It's so easy. Just performing 1 gig a week will bring you $10,000. Or let's say all this did was get you on a 1 cruise ship gig a year, where you got to travel multiple countries and get paid to perform. This would also be really amazing, guys, because most of those cruise ships, people are paying thousands of dollars to go on those cruises. And you could be getting paid thousands of dollars to perform on those cruises. So if you just got once a year, you went on a cruise. So you got to go to Europe, or you got to go to Australia, or you got to go to China, or whatever, well, China, you wouldn't be able to go to China on a cruise, but, to different places in Africa or South America, how amazing would that be? Even if it was just once a year. And so you knew that just by doing one $1,000 investment, you'd be able to do this once a year. Would that be worth it for you? I definitely would say yes. For me, that would have been worth it for me. Or let's say it got you booked once a year internationally in an amazing place like China, Dubai, Europe. Guys, there's amazing places in Russia. There's just places everywhere. While you get paid to stay in a 5-star resort hotel and perform. That's what's incredible, is these contracts you can go to, like Dubai, and literally live in these 5-star hotels for months. And it's really, really incredible, because you're getting like room service, you're getting all these amazing foods, you're going to experience the culture, you get to go out and experience the city and the land, and then you get to perform there. It's really, really amazing. Bronson, cruise sounds amazing. Would that be worth it, guys? Now, one concern I had from my students was, how do I know what to perform? What if the venues don't like my show? This is a big one. Now, I want to make sure that you guys are successful, and that's why I have another big bonus. I put together a whole other system that I'm just going to give you guys for no cost at all. How many of you don't quite know if your performance is good enough to get you gigs? You're not sure what songs to sing. You're not sure what kind of equipment you should use. You don't know how to put together a band while spending no money. This is a big one, because people think you have to have money to be able to put together a band. That's why I put together this whole other bonus. I call this Ultimate Performer Pro. It's a $6,997 value. I'm going to show you guys why this is so valuable, because one, I can show you guys how to book the gigs, but if you don't know how to perform and you don't know how to completely entertain the crowd the right way, then you're not going to be able to keep the gigs, right? So I wanted to make sure that you guys knew exactly what to do. So it's going to include what kind of entertainer can you be, finding the best locations to make the most money, fastest way to getting performing and getting paid now, performing with tracks, this is a big one, how to get backing tracks for free, how to make a one sheet to promote yourself, my favorite apps for the performing musician, how to find the perfect musicians for your band, how to put together a band while spending no money to do so. Yes, besides the Spice Girls, absolutely, Raina. Well, you already know Spice Girls is going to work. So we already got that out of the way. And Backstreet Boys. I'm going to show you guys what to do. How to create the perfect searching for musicians ad, how to produce your own shows. Let's see here. When can I perform my original music? How do I make and sell merchandise? This is a big one because you can sometimes double how much money you make just by selling stuff like mugs and t-shirts and keychains and albums and all kinds of cool stuff. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. How to advertise yourself online for free. I also show you how to advertise yourself online with a budget, with both. So if you don't have money, I show you guys how I did it. You know, now in my career, I do have money, so I spend money on advertising, but I can show you exactly how to do it without any money, because that's how I built my career. I built my career off of nothing. And when you build your career off of no money, you learn a lot of tricks and a lot of ways to not spend any money. Raina, I see that you say, how long is this offer good for? I have to work a couple doubles for this. Actually, I'm so interested in this though. Okay, Raina, actually, I do a payment plan. So if you wanted to do the payment plan, we could totally do this. Or email me. I have limited spots here only because I'm about to show you guys a lot of the stuff that I do one-on-one, and I only have so much time. So I only have a few students that I can work with at a time because of that. So I'm going to give you, again, I'm just going to give you guys this just in case, and I'm going to finish going through this. I'm going to show you guys all the options that we have. But if for any reason you see an option and you don't, it's not going to work for you, hit up that email. We'll make something work so that you can get involved in the program. But stick with me, and I'm going to get into exactly all the ways that we can make the program work for you. Okay, Raina? So let's get back to everything that we're including in Ultimate Performer Pro. So I'm going to show you guys what equipment I use and recommend, how to not spend money on equipment. This is a big one because equipment can be expensive. And that was what Amy first needed. So I walked with her through Guitar Center, but then it ended up being that she didn't have enough money. So we figured out how to get her to be able to do it without spending money. I didn't have equipment either when I first started. I also show you guys how I booked this one gig that led me to continuously make an additional $6,000 a year off of this one connection alone. All right, Raina, awesome. 917 area code, perfect. So this is everything that I'm going to be giving you guys. All right, this is Ultimate Performer Pro. I mean, it's going to show you guys, basically answer any question that you have. Now, I'm going to give you guys a couple bonuses that are very important. These are the most important bonuses that I think exist in this whole program. Bonus is you're going to get a sample set list from multiple genres. These are songs to play that will make listeners love you and venues ask you to come back and perform. So guys, I'm going to give you my own set lists. I'm going to show you guys, here's the 200 songs that I know, but all you need is 50 or 40. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys this whole thing that shows you all the songs that I play separated into genres. So I'm going to show you the pop songs that I play, the Motown songs that I play, the rock songs that I play. Not only that, I have interviews with other musicians and other people that perform for a living, and I give you their set lists too. So you have all these songs to choose from. So it's taking out all the guessing work from you putting together your show. Not only do I include my winning set lists, again, I'm giving you the winning set list of other people too. You're going to have so many songs to choose from. Now, exactly, Luis, it's a cheat sheet. I'm making this so easy for you guys so you don't have to do any work. Basically, I've done all the work and I'm just giving you guys all of it. You're not having to pay for contracts. You're not having to pay for email templates. You're not even having to think. You're able to just copy and paste everything I've done and just learn the songs and just, do the step-by-step planned program. And guys, it's going to just save you so much time. So this next bonus is the most important thing that will get you a gig. I'm going to be selling this separately. This is a very limited time because this is a huge one. This was a huge mistake that I made. I spent $6,000. This was a $6,000 mistake I'm about to show you guys. But when you know how to create the right promotional booking video, you will get a gig over and over and over and over again, and you will be able to stand out from other musicians that are also trying to get the same gig that you are getting. What is a promo booking video? A promo booking video is one video, not 10 videos. Like I said, people don't know what to send to venues. They're sending like 10 videos to people, to venues, hoping that like they'll watch all 10 and then book them. No, I'm showing you guys the one video that you need for you to send to booking agents, for you to send to managers, for you to send to these venues. This is the key thing that will get you booked videos. These are important, booked gigs, I'm sorry. So this is what's going to also get you gigs internationally. So let's say you can't show up to, Dubai to go, audition. So you have to have a good video for them to decide whether to book you or not. If it's not thorough, if it's not exactly the right formatting, they're going to choose someone else over you. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to make sure that that does not happen. Now, when I did my first promo video, I hired tons of people. I booked a venue. I ended up spending $6,000. And this is what I'm telling you. It was a $6,000 mistake. I want you to guess how many gigs I booked from this video. I spent $6,000. Guess how many gigs that I booked? 0. I booked 0 gigs. I spent $6,000 and I made no money. I had no idea how to format it. I had no idea. Lee, you said 100. I wish if I had booked 100 gigs, it would have been worth it. I booked none. Raina, 10 million. Yes, 10 million gigs. That would have been worth it. No, I booked none. I spent $6,000. Lee, I am not kidding. So I had all of this stuff in the video that I did not need. The truth was, I can make a video completely off my cell phone. And that's what I use now. I'm a professional now. And guess what? I send out videos that I've made just on my cell phone. And that's because I've perfected the system. I know exactly what they want now. I don't spend $1 on my videos now. And at one point I spent $6,000. That's a car. I could have bought a used car for $6,000. And instead I have this video that I can do nothing with. So it was pretty depressing at the moment. It's funny now because I can look back at it and laugh. And now I can offer this opportunity to share with you guys so that you don't make the same mistakes. So this could possibly save you $6,000 plus your time and energy. This took me weeks to put together. This took me forever to like assemble all of the moving parts. This is an expensive mistake to make, but you're going to get how to not spend even a dime on your promo video. Ultimate Performer Pro includes all of those things, including your bonus sample set lists and the promo video. These are the two most important things. The promo video is going to get you the gig. The set list is going to be what makes them keep you at that venue. They're going to keep giving you gigs. So you need those two key things. Those are the two most important things in this entire system. That you're going to get the gig and then you're going to keep the gig. Because you want them to love you so much that they're going to say, we want you back every Friday. So then you know that every Friday you're at that place. Now, you just need one venue to do that, and you're making an extra $10,000 a year now. How awesome. Do you see how easy that is? When you really break it down to all I need is one venue to say yes to me once a week, and that's $10,000 a year. Imagine if you get 5. You're already making $50,000 plus tips. And that's only making $200 a night. Some of these places pay $400 a night or more. So you could easily be making a lot more. So you're getting the Booking Pro system, which is a $9,000, $772 value. You're getting the Ultimate Performer Pro, which is a total of $16,769 value, but you're getting this for only $997 today. You're getting everything to put together a show, and you're getting everything to book the show. These are the two things that are crucial. You're going to have absolutely everything. Now, I love bonuses. Okay, I do. I'd love to give you guys, I love for everybody to walk away going, oh my God, I have everything that I possibly need to make my dreams come true. And that's exactly what I've worked on with this whole system. So I want to ask you guys, does the following apply to you? How many of you feel like social media promotion is like another language? Yes, it's still almost like that. It's always changing. Now, how many of you don't even know where to start to build an awesome following? How many of you would love to have an incredible web presence that can potentially get you even more gigs? Now, I've told you guys you don't have to have social media at all. In fact, some of my colleagues don't even have Instagram or Facebook. But the more ways that you get yourself out there, there are some amazing opportunities that are out there for you if you do and are able to build a great social media. And it can be very simple. It's not hey, you have to be posting videos and selfies every day. That's not what it is. There's some really great things that can get you thousands of followers within a month. Real followers, not the fake ones like on, the internet that you see where they're like, hey, give me $10 and I'll give you 100 followers. Those aren't real. Now, social media is like a resume. If yours is awesome, venues immediately believe that you're probably great at what you do. And it's going to give you higher chances of hiring you. And that's why I put together Social Media Pro. So this is a $6,997 value. You're going to get everything within this program. So it's going to have what's an EPK, how to get a free website, how to get a free photo shoot, like professional photo shoot. I'm going to show you guys how I did that. Apps to make your cell phone pics look professional. You'll be very surprised. How to design your own show flyers quickly and easily. How to create your own logo for free. How to create your own business card. How to write a killer bio. How to make Instagram flyers. I mean, you're not going to need graphic designers. You're not going to need web designers. I'm going to show you guys how to do all this stuff yourself. How to automate your posts. That means you could be on a plane and your social media will be updating itself. How cool is that? You don't even have to be there updating it. It's going to be updating itself. Instagram for musicians. I told you guys earlier, you can't be sending out your Instagram if it's a bunch of pictures of just your dog and some trees and your mom. I love my mom, but my mom, I can't just have pictures of my family all day. So you would have, what's great is to know how to measure how much personal stuff that you want to post and how much music that you want to post. There's a balance. So you can have all your, stuff with your pets and your family and your daily workouts, and it's awesome, but you need to be able to balance it with how much music. And I actually show you different ideas for how to promote yourself and your music, how to share your music, how to share your gift, how to show people that you're talented, how to get people interested in booking you just by looking at your Instagram, which can serve as a resume. I'm also going to show you how I got 45,000 followers on Instagram. I didn't spend any money. I'm going to show you guys how I did this organically. Raina, deleting all your cat photos now. You don't have to delete all your cat photos, but if all you have is pictures of your cats, maybe, you know what you should do? Put your cat on your piano or on your guitar or on your radio and sing along with it. See, then you get to sing and you get your cat in the photo too, in the video. See, so we have a nice balance there. So you're able to do both. Just make sure there's something music in there related. So I'm going to also show you how to get 5,000 real followers on Facebook in 60 seconds. How crazy is that? Doesn't that sound fake? It is not fake. And whenever you see it, you're going to be like, oh my God, again, I just know all of these cool hacks and all these cool tricks to be able to get cool stuff like that. 5,000 followers. You can only do it once, but it's free. You don't spend any money, and I'll show you how to do it. You're getting all these things. You're getting Social Media Pro, Booking Pro, and Ultimate Performer Pro. It's a total of $23,000 worth of stuff. That's still less than college tuition. And you're only spending $997 today. You are leaving with everything that you need through this program. So you have two choices. Your first option, you can do nothing and go home. You can live the same life you've lived yesterday. There's no risk. There's also no possibility for you to change your life into something way more exciting than you experienced yesterday. There's no possibility, guys, because you're not taking a chance on yourself. The second option is you can make an investment into you, into your career, into your passion, into your life. You could be performing and making money next month. I showed you Amy. Amy was doing it within 2 weeks. Alex was on a boat to Alaska within 2 weeks. Like, you can do this very quickly, and it's not hard. Which option's more exciting, guys? Do nothing and go home, or make an investment into you? All right, Luis, you said you just got the program. Awesome. Luis Gamez is your full name. You sent my number on the email. Awesome. And you sent me info about your cousin interested in DJing. That's amazing. It's going to work great for both of you. This works for DJs, it works for musicians and singers. I'm so glad and excited to work with you. We're going to make this work for you, and we can make this work for your cousin as well. Madison, you say you're signing up too. That is awesome. Congratulations. I'm excited to work with you guys. And Lee, yep, you said second option. Absolutely. It's way more exciting to take a chance on yourself. The worst thing that I would want is to be on my deathbed and be like, man, I had all these gifts. You don't want to sit there and go, what if I had actually pursued my career? What if I had given it a chance? Wouldn't you rather just know, hey, I tried, oh my God, and it didn't work, and that's okay, but I feel good because I tried. But what I'm telling you right now is that's not going to happen. If you go through this program, it will work for you. Do you want to go right back to what you were doing yesterday? Probably not, because you wouldn't have signed up for this webinar. You didn't sign up for this webinar because you're already doing gigs and you have this amazing life. You signed up because you wanted to learn today. So, and that's exactly, I taught you one way, and I have so many more amazing ways. So big question is it worth it to take a chance on yourself? If my system only does only half of what I say it will, this will pay you back within the very first few gigs you book and will pay for itself. I showed you guys how it's easy to make a few $100 a night at a gig. So that means you just book like 3 gigs and this whole system is paid for. And not only that, you're able to work and perform for the rest of your life. This is a huge, huge opportunity. And it works, guys. It works for me to make you successful. It works for me to create an amazing program because you know what, just like Amy, I got to show you guys her story, and Alex, I want to use you guys as success stories. So there's no reason why I wouldn't give you guys the best possible opportunity to be successful, because I want to share your success story with everybody as well. So I want you guys to take action. 99% of people will continue to struggle and will get the same results of not being happy, not using your musical gifts, and not living a life that they love. 1% will take action, dedicated, focused, and ready. There you go, Lee. You'll be the next story. Absolutely. Isn't that amazing though? You know what? I feel good telling my story. I love showing people the picture of me sleeping in my car. I love showing people the struggle that I did. I love talking about how, you know, I lived in a kitchen, because that's part of my story. And that's part of how I am so thankful and grateful now. And this is also what's helped me to also be able to help other people with whatever they're going through. So you can get started today. We have both the Social Media Pro, or all 3, Social Media Pro, Booking Pro, and Ultimate Performer Pro. This is $23,000 worth of stuff. This is everything to create your show, everything to book your show. And this is everything so that you can promote yourself on social media, build up that social media following, and get you guys going. Now, I'm not special, guys. I am just saying, if a girl from the middle of nowhere in New Mexico with no money, no help, no contacts in the industry can sing at national major league games, if a girl who was sleeping on friends' couches for 8 years, racking up almost $20,000 worth of credit card debt, can then go straight to making $60,000 her first year performing fun shows and not working a boring 9-to-5 job, if a girl can go from knocking on doors for 8 years in the blistering cold and crazy heat, selling her CDs to make ends meet, to getting offered international contracts globally. And yes, Reina, I'm not going to forget that pig that I raised. If a girl can go from raising pigs in New Mexico in the middle of nowhere, then I believe that 100% wholeheartedly anyone else with a bit of talent and focus can do so too. Yes, Lee, raising a pig with a dream. There you go. I was feeding that pig those tortillas and going, one day I'm going to be able to sing. I'm going to be singing for a living, you know, not out here mowing lawns. Now, it's my personal promise that this program has everything that you need to take your talent and go. Again, I want to make sure that you're 100% successful. And because of this, I'm giving you guys one last thing to ensure that this works for you. For signing up on this webinar, and this is very limited because I just don't have enough time. And again, I only take on a few students at a time because I work with you guys personally. This isn't something that I just give to you guys and I leave to you. This is something that I work with you. So what I do for 3 whole months, we're able to log on every week together. I do live Q&A sessions where I work directly with my students for 3 whole months. So every week I log on my computer. We log on, we talk, you're able to see me face to face. We're able to talk about any questions that you have. If you're having any hard times with the course, you know, and not only that, I showed you guys what's in the course, but there's probably another 15 or 20 lessons, because you know why? When my students come to me and they say, hey, Christine, you know what, actually, can you know, here's an example. Someone came to me and said, you know what, how do I sing for 4 hours? Like, it's hard for me to sing for 4 hours vocally. And so I said, okay, you know what, let me make a video for you. I made another video and I put it in the program. So whenever you have a question, if there's something that I don't cover, I end up covering it for you, because it's not, I don't feel good if you go through this program and don't feel like you got everything that you needed out of it. Everyone that goes through this program has loved it. Everyone that has finished has succeeded. Everyone has been able to book gigs. And before they've even gone through the program, Amy barely even went through a few of the lessons. And like I told you, she went straight to booking within 2 weeks, had her first show on Friday and got paid. And she's just really killing it. Now, the next thing that I'm going to give you guys as well, I'm just throwing in just because not only are we going to be working once a week at the live Q&As, this is the most valuable thing. Okay. The most valuable thing is for you to have a mentor and for you to have somebody that can guide you along the way, for you to be able to contact that mentor. Because you don't want to be Googling everything. Because if you Google stuff, you're going to find all these people that are saying stuff that literally have never done it before. So you need people, a mentor, someone that has done it from scratch. And that's why this is really valuable, having me to show you guys and walk you through the whole process. I'm giving you my personal email address. This is absolutely the most valuable thing in this entire program. Again, I really wish I had somebody to even ask questions when I first started out. When I first started out, I knew nobody. I had no money. I had no direction. I had no plan. Back then I just had no clue. I was raising my pig and picking pecans and, mowing lawns, dreaming of doing music. And I didn't know anybody that did music for a living. And now I can help others by actually you being able to just ask me a question, and I can save you so much time. I can save you so much time, answer a question within 5 minutes that could have taken you days, even years for you to figure out. So guys, I do offer payment plans. So if you go to that link, again, you go to starvingmusiciansguide.com/sign up. There's a payment plan on there that you can do. If something doesn't work for you guys, let's say you're a little tight on money, just send that email. And I'm going to give you guys a phone number at the end of this as well, because some of you guys are still waiting around for that email template, which I promised you and I'm about to give you guys. You can go on there and you can talk to me and say, hey, this is how I can make it work. We'll make it work because everyone that I work with is successful. Again, I love to have success stories. I love to make people succeed in this. So I offer payment plans. So you can go through there. There you go. Okay, Raina, there you go. You got the payment plan. So if you pay in full today, if you pay the full $9.97, I do offer an additional add-on bonus. So this is something that you get for paying the entire fee. And this is probably one of my favorite things to even do. I wish I had more time to do this with absolutely everybody. So I actually give you guys 2 one-on-one private phone calls. So when you sign up and you pay the full fee today, we actually schedule 2 calls. And so we're able to start out at the beginning. I'm able to get to know who you are, what you want to do, what your goals are, where you're starting, because that's a big one, because everybody's, in a different location. Everybody has a different skill set, a different level of skill. I'm able to talk to you about where you want to go and where you're starting, and we're able to personalize your plan. So I'm basically walking you through, I'm holding your hand through this whole entire thing. So we're doing 2 phone calls. You're doing 1 phone call. We're starting out, and then we can schedule the next one whenever you wish. So whenever you wish, when you've decided, hey, you know what? Maybe we've been talking every week on the live Q&As. Maybe we've been emailing each other. We also get to have a private phone call. Basically, I'm like your friend in this whole process. I'm helping you through all of it. I enjoy this. I love to see you guys successful. I want you guys to be my next success story. I want you guys to be my next Amy, my next Alex, my next Sam Kyles. I want to show a picture of you and say, you know what, Raina, I want to say Raina just went through the program, and Raina is now performing on cruise ships. Raina is now performing in her hometown. Raina is now buying herself really cool equipment and going to really cool places because she went through my program. This is what I want for you guys. So again, you can get started now for $9.97 today. You get all this stuff: Ultimate Performer Pro, Booking Pro, Social Media Pro. You also get my weekly live Q&A sessions, 3 months free. You can do this every week. My personal email address, which is priceless. And also, when you pay in full today, we get 2 free phone calls where we're going to be able to talk on private phone calls, and I'll be able to work with you guys personally. Now, again, information alone is not going to do this, guys. So that's why this is really important. And that's why this process and the system is so effective. I'm able to walk you guys through it. You need accountability. I'm holding you guys accountable. That means every week when we go on those live Q&As, I'm going, hey, Raina, what did you do this week? Hey, Lee, what did you do? Did you finish up that set list? I'm asking you guys, what did you do this week to get you closer to your goal? I'm holding you accountable. If you're anything like me, that's what I need. Sometimes I just need somebody that I have to answer to that's going to make sure that I'm staying on track. So you have me to help you and coach you along. I wasted so much time trying to figure it out, and you do not have to do that. I already spent the 8 years wasting my time. I'm giving you something where literally you could learn all this stuff in just weeks. You can go through the entire program in weeks. I can walk you through it, and you can get going right away. Money's replenishable. This is something that you guys really need to think about. Time. This is the most important thing. Time and freedom. Time, if you are wasting your time, you can't get it back. Now, if you have a normal job, you get money every 2 weeks, maybe every week. Money comes, but you cannot get back your time, guys. And that's why it's really important. You don't want to be there at the end of your life going, what if I had, done this? And what if I had pursued my music career? And if you're here watching this webinar, you've probably already invested time into your dream, but you haven't gotten the results that you wanted. So you can get started now. It's $9.97. You get Ultimate Performer Pro. You get Booking Pro, Social Media Pro. Again, I do offer payment plans. You can go to the website below. It's on there. If for some reason that payment plan doesn't work for you, just email me. I'm going to give you a phone number here in just a second, right? And you're going to be able to even call and leave a message if you need, so that you can get started, so we can make this work for you. I usually am able to make this work for anybody that wants to get started. So guys, the time is now. What are you waiting for? This is my final slide here. $9.97 today is going to get you the entire program, everything that you need. If you still have questions, I would recommend emailing me. You can call the number, but I recommend the email is actually much more effective. Go to startingmusiciansguide@gmail.com. Raina, I'm gonna call all the time. All right, girl, that's gonna work. We'll be friends. We'll be homies. So I want you to also, if you've been sticking around and you wanted that email template, again, guys, there's no obligation here. Go to take that quick survey. It's going to take you 30 seconds. startingmusiciansguide.com/survey. Fill out that survey. It's just going to ask you what you thought about the webinar. It's going to ask if you have any other questions. And you can also set up a phone call with me there. So if you answer those questions and you want to talk to me personally and you want to get started, but maybe there's some things that you still have questions about, you can set up a phone call with me right there at that link, startingmusiciansguide.com. You can see it right there, /survey. You can get that email template by going there. This is the email template I promised you guys that I was going to give you. Now, all right, guys. All right, Lee, you locked in your place. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear we're going to be able to set up, your phone calls, your live Q&As. Guys, I'm here now. I'm here. I told you guys I would stay. If you have any questions, I want you to just put it in your chat box, and I want you to ask me anything that you have. If you have questions about putting together the show, if you have questions about, how to book your shows, if you have questions about like what I include in the program, you can start asking right now, guys. I have questions. Sometimes I have international students that have questions about how to get started. All right, Raina, you have a question? Because you guys are still here. So I know that you're still here. Some of you also haven't bought the program and you're here with me still. So I know that you want to. Let me know why you haven't bought the program. Let me know, what are you concerned about? This helps me. This helps me to give you everything that you need. So let me know if there's anything that you're like, you know what, I'm still here. You're still here with me right now. So if you're here with me right now, it's because there's a reason. Raina, you need an honest opinion about your voice. Awesome. You know what you can do? Once you sign up, I'm going to be sending you a link for you to be able to get into all the videos, all the training. You're going to be able to sign up for the live Q&As that we're doing every week. You can send me videos of you performing, and I can tell you, also getting to know your voice is a real big thing. I had to, learn that I sound better on tracks that are made by men because my voice is low, and I had to learn that what songs I sounded great on. And once I found where my pocket was, then I did so amazing and people loved my voice. But before that, I was told I needed to sing these, songs by girls, but it was too high for me. So sometimes I can just take a listen to your voice and be like, hey, this is what I would recommend. Sometimes people can benefit from vocal lessons. There's so much stuff. But yeah, definitely, Raina, you can send me, any videos. You signed up. All right, awesome. Yep, I'll be able to take a listen as well. You just want to be judged. You're hilarious. There you go, Bronson. Having trouble finding your voice too. It's just, it's just a matter of doing it. It's just a matter of singing. It's just a matter of getting to know yourself. And the way you do that is by performing. So you can't be scared to get up there and take a chance. So guys, are there any questions here? I've had a good group today. I feel like I've covered a lot. They usually don't go this long. I guess today I was just excited, having a good day. Is anybody have any, questions again about what's included in the webinar? Anybody have any questions about, what's not, or any questions about anything that I've covered about the process of booking? Could you help me find a band? Yeah, absolutely. You play guitar medicine. Yeah, I can do all of this. So the young lady that I just worked with, Amy, I told you she's just a singer. So we were able to find her a keyboard player, and we found her multiple guitar players that wanted to perform with her. So she was able to pick and choose who she wanted to perform with. So if you play guitar, then I would guess that you probably want to find a singer, you want to find a bass player, you want to find a drummer, maybe you want to find a, saxophone player. I mean, guys, I cover all of this in the course. I cover all of it and how to do it for free. So I'm going to tell you guys, you could easily spend $1,000 just putting together a band. Okay. Like you could be paying everybody $100 to show up for rehearsals, $100 for the show. So even if you just are able to put together the band and then you get all of this other information, it already is covering the fee. And that's why this is so inexpensive. That's why this is so valuable. That's why this is such a big opportunity. Desiree, you've seen the offer with Roger Burnley. Yes, actually. So if you came through with Roger Burnley, you get a free vocal lesson. So if you're one of Roger Burnley's referrals, he's actually going to give you a lesson. So when you sign up, if you've already signed up, just send an email again and let me know that you did it through Roger, and I'll send you the link. Roger will be able to confirm with you, and you actually get a free vocal lesson with him. So and I love Roger. He's worked so well with my students and helping them find confidence and helping them to find their voice and helping them to learn how to sing out and just do their absolute best. So absolutely, you get a free vocal lesson with him since you're coming directly from him. So, all right, Lee, I think my question would be just the cover songs. Since I know all the major pieces like Mozart and Bach, I guess just finding the sheet music for these songs would be difficult. Could you provide me with that, or perhaps a simpler procedure for getting that music? So it depends, Lee. Are you trying to just play classical music? Because there's a few different websites that I've used online that I'm able to just put on my iPad, that I'm able to get like a lot of these major songs for free. And you can just Google it and put, the sheet music for, because I play classical piano as well. So I know a lot of like, Mozart, Bach, Beethoven, all of that good stuff. But it depends on what you're looking for. So if you're looking to do like more pop music as well, I would recommend doing a combination of both. I'd recommend that if you want to put together an awesome classical list, but also playing these lounges, if you were to play like, I'll tell you, sometimes I do like rap songs, classical music style. When I play these lounges, it's hilarious. People love it. Or I'll play Maroon 5, classical music style. I'll play Britney Spears, Toxic, like classical music style. I would also recommend doing something really cool like that. I would recommend like, right, your parents forced you into competition. Okay, so did I. I had to do sonata festivals. I was having to do guild. I was having to do all of that stuff. If you took piano, then you know. But I would recommend also putting together pop songs as well. And those set lists that I give you for free, I would recommend choosing some songs from there and then just playing them nicely on the piano. So on top of, all those great, Moonlight Sonatas and Für Elises and beautiful classical pieces, I would recommend also playing, Rihanna and Beyonce and Ariana Grande and, all of these awesome other performers, playing them on the piano as well, because that'll get you some really, really awesome opportunities. People love that stuff. So Desiree said, "Oh, brilliant. That's how you came across me via his YouTube page." Awesome. Yeah, Roger's really great. So when you go through this program, I don't know if you already did you already buy, Desiree? Because if you already did, I'll just take a note and I'll send you the link so that you can sign up with him. Since you found me through him, you're going to he gives you either 1 or 2 vocal lessons. So you'll be able to definitely learn some really cool ways to use your voice, to maximize your voice, to really get out there. If you're having some stage fright issues as well, he's really good with helping people. He's really good on the technical side of everything. So I'm looking through here. I don't see any other questions. Guys, here's your chance. I'm here right now for you. If you're still with me and you haven't bought, tell me why. Tell me what you're concerned about. I want to get you guys started. I want to get you going. If there's something that you're like, you know what, I didn't buy because you didn't cover this, then tell me and I can let you know if I'm going to cover that eventually or what exactly I touch on or what I don't touch on. So, all right, Desiree, you bought it already. Awesome. I'm going to send you the information for Roger, and you're going to be able to get that free vocal lesson as well. So definitely, if for any reason you don't get it, just there's the email. There we go, right there. That's startingmusiciansguide@gmail.com. If you guys signed up today within 24 hours, you'll get all the information that you need to get going. Raina, can you help us discover our strength in specific genres? Absolutely. You know what I think? That set list that you get, I would suggest learning songs from so many different genres because you'll be surprised. Like if you don't sing a whole lot yet and you haven't gone out there, you'd be surprised how good you are at things that you probably never thought you were good at. I know when I first started singing, I realized where my voice sounded good that I never knew before. I was always trying to sing so high because every other girl sang high and loud and strong. Well, I found out that when I sing very soft and low, that people are very touched and people love the texture of my voice. They love the tone of my voice. So I learned different things about me. So I would say, yes, you can absolutely learn that, especially from the set list that I send out. And we can talk. Like I said, email me. When you go through this program, you're able to email me and we're able to talk about, different concerns. If you're like, you know what, I don't sound good on this song, I can help you find other songs. Or if you tell me, hey, I like this song, can you recommend other songs that are like this? The other thing is knowing what kind of singer you are. If you know that you're an alto, then you can know that certain types of songs you'll sound good on. I can help you figure that out. I can help you figure out whether you're a soprano, if you're a male and you're a baritone, or a tenor. These are all different labels for singers. If you know what kind of singer you are, you can figure out what kind of songs you sound good on. It's very simple, guys. And it might sound difficult. It takes like 30 seconds. Take you 30 seconds to figure out what kind of singer you are. And then there's beautiful songs online that we could find literally 10 minutes. So I hope this doesn't sound like it's going to be a ton of work, because it's not. 10 minutes, you can put together a whole set list of beautiful music that is going to work for you. Catherine, thank you for sharing. Thank you for logging on. I really appreciate you coming on here. If you have any questions too, hit me up. I have my email address there. You might actually have my personal email, Catherine, if you came from the Piano Summit. So reach out to me. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to help. All right, Raina, know thyself. Yes, Desiree, Lee, everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. If there are any other questions that you think about when we get off this webinar, you can email me here. Again, you can send a text to that phone number as well. And we can just talk and figure out, why you haven't gotten started. Let me know why you haven't, begun searching. If you're scared, if you're not sure about your abilities, whatever it is, hit me up. Let's talk about it. All right, Lee. Yep, you have some private info to discuss on the phone. No problem. Take that survey, guys. If you're wanting to set up a phone call with me, if you're interested in getting started, we can set up a phone call just to talk about maybe what, some of the things that you're worried about. So just go to that survey right there, starvingmusiciansguide.com/survey, and fill that out. And then we'll be able to set up a call. You'll get a link right there, and you'll be able to click on the link and schedule a call with me. All right, guys. Thank you, Raina. Thank you, Madison, Lee, Catherine, everybody, Luis, all of you guys for joining me today. And I hope everybody has an amazing rest of your weekend. I look forward to hearing from you, and congratulations to those that signed up. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. All right, everybody, have an amazing weekend. All right, bye.